Well, I'm always, interested to see if Aghanim is required. I know on this version of the logic, Aghanim has really shot up in priority with the way that it distributes everything. As we get 20 rupees out of Link's house, and just this logic has really opened up a bunch more of the overworld for those like really late game items, and you're kind of racing around for like that last item. So between that and Aghanim, it's really made this logic a lot of fun to commentate and watch. Agreed.
So what are you looking forward to seeing on Uncle?
I always like seeing either one of the canes because they provide some really interesting strats in all the rooms.
Oh, I hate Brian. But we get another B word. We got bow. I love starting with the bow. That's one of my easiest ones. Fantastic. If you get 30 arrows, man, you can shoot without abandon to get those bombs to open up the back of Escape. Hey, look, the other one that I hate.
Oh, hey, yeah, that's Cane of Burner right there. So that's a nice safety to get, even though they're obviously not going to use it because they have the bow in here. But for later in the dungeons, and especially specifically on the blind fight in Thieves Town, it's a nice item to have because you can go through the last phase when you get the two heads going, and it gets a little bit crazy.
Without a doubt. I mean, early Brian is actually I love seeing early Brian. I don't like it being my starting item only because it's one of those things that uses a lot of magic. So you've got to plan a lot. I'd rather have bombs. But the fact that early Dark World access may be a thing, depending on what this item is, been going through Escape, well, okay, never mind. Thieves Town just became a lot easier. Just shut me up, Seed. We have a sword.
Yeah, that early sword is so nice to get. It's kind of crazy how often you find like hammer and sword as along with the starting items. So it kind of accelerates like what you can actually grab for progression early on, or just those earlier light worlds. And I mean, maybe we'll see a hammer in the rest of Escape. Who knows? And that would definitely shoot this a lot closer.
Absolutely. And the early sword, though, if we see a lamp, I can almost guarantee an Agaseed. I mean, early lamp with an early sword, it leaves just either a sword upgrade or a cape away from Aga. So we might have some Aga hype on our end here. We might have, who knows? It's hard to tell what we'll have at this point. But I don't know. Something about seeing an early sword just screams Aga to me every time.
Yeah, and actually, Ovok had a little bit of a tiny lead because he was farming a bit less earlier, but they're essentially equal right now. So we get another big 20 in Zelda cells. So still haven't found that map yet. One of the things that's really hard to like remember and count at times is that if the map isn't found and then you get those bombs for the back of Escape, you're like, well, I guess maybe I could skip this Sanctuary chest. Sometimes you forget though and you still check it anyway.
I check it every time. I don't rely on my memory. It's awful. Interestingly enough, you talked about Ovo not doing as much farming as Zephyr. Zephyr has 17 arrows. Ovo has 18. So it's like, I don't know if Ovo's just been missing. I haven't really noticed, but they pretty much are equal on arrows.
Yeah, I haven't. I think there was one room where I think Ovo missed a couple, but I'm not 100% certain about that.
It's honestly, the blue guard rooms are very easy to mess up and waste a few arrows, but I know for a fact that there's that bomb drop for Zephyr. That's huge. If Ovo doesn't get him on the snake room over here, he might be regretting this. But interestingly enough, Zephyr's still using the bow and arrow. I would be swinging, man. I have a sword.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be a little bit of, comfort maybe from other seeds and being used to only having bow, just wants to stick with bow. But yeah, like, use your sword, man, especially in here where most of the stuff dies in one hit.
Yeah, one good thing about starting with bow, too, one of the easier places to sequence break, Eastern Palace is going to be easy logic right now. Go ahead and clear that out. Get whatever it is. Even if it's a pendant at this point, you can just go ahead and make sure you get all 3 items.
Definitely. Oh man, Zephyr got not a very good it's like there were snakes everywhere right there, and that makes them about equal. Interestingly enough, we've got Ovo going for some burnish strats to try and get that, but still to no avail. as to get a piece of heart in that first sewer chest.
I loved that strat. Going for the burner strats just allowed him to walk through them and see if a bomb dropped. But he's having to farm the rats now. Oh man.
Oh, they're not even dropping much either. Like, not even just like, you know, pots for more magic or anything like that.
I mean, the bomb that Zephyr got was off of a green guard, so the bombs might not be on the loot table of the rats or the snakes right now.
Yep, because again, that is completely randomized based on the seed. It will not be the same over every seed, and that could be a big problem here.
Let's see what it is. 50 heart. A glove upgrade.
Oh no!
A glove upgrade. That's huge. Oh man. That is, oh lord, that is the worst thing to be caught behind there.
Come back. All right, he's just opting to come back for it later, which I don't blame him for how much farming he's done. It's probably wise to just get some bombs, then route it back.
But here's the problem. That route, he's gonna have to come all the way from the front if there's not another glove upgrade. If the mitts aren't are not our Dark World access, that's going to hurt because you can't just drop down from the grave. You're going to have to come all the way back from the front, and that's a hard play to make. I'm really hoping that this seed doesn't point to Aga. Actually, I take that back. I kind of do, because if it does point to Aga, Ovo will be able to get to Dark World and possibly find another glove upgrade. Early red crystal over on Eastern Palace. The Tower of Hero was blue. Yeah. And then a regular crystal on Desert Palace there. But yeah, I'm really hoping that actually the early Aga point here would actually be really good, because if the glove upgrade, other than the one that's in the back of Escape, is not in Light World.
Ooh, and did you just see what there? That's Ether on the Lumberjack ledge. So that's going to be weighing in the back of their minds for a while until they get access to whether Meyer and TR are crystals and what their medallions are.
Yeah, there's definitely a real chance. It's not exactly 33% because it's each of them randomized. Each of them have a 33% chance of being that. I think it's more like a 45% chance once you add them both together that Ether is going to be required. So we have pretty much a half and half chance of Aga being required here. And with an early sword, again, that also points almost assuredly to Aga. I have a feeling we're going to find Lamp in the CAC area. I think that's going to be the next thing. Maybe on Race Game or something like that. I've seen that a lot.
Oh, and did you see that the next tier of tree pole was actually bombs? Because Zephyr just opted to kill one of the little, I call them the Wobbuffets, the green Wobbuffets over there. And so that's actually good information to have. Might be able to do another tree pole at some point for some more bombs. And that sets him up perfectly for all of Kakariko. Yes, it does.
And Ovo is going to have to come all the way down. He's going to check the back of bar first, make sure there's no bombs there. Gets a heart piece, and he'll go buy his bombs real quick. He's going to be at 2 rupees, not going to be able to buy from the bottle vendor, depending on what he finds in the other locations. So let's see if Bomb Hut maybe gives him a quick 300. That would be actually really nice.
Definitely. As we get 2 big 20s down there, there's the hammer, and there another heart container, and in the back we are going to have...
So, one item away from Dark World access, one item away from Aga. Moon Pearl gives us Dark World, which, again, this hurts. Ovo missed the back of Escape, so he's not going to have that glove upgrade. Please put a glove upgrade somewhere in CAC, please, because that would at least even it out, and Ovo will end up looking to come back at some point. So, flips, okay. Loaded CAC, it looks like.
Yeah, we're getting a very, very heavy CAC seed right now, and those flips it'll be interesting because if they don't get that 300 drop anytime soon, routing in Zora is going to be a little more awkward. Yeah, only getting a big 20 so far in the well, so not a ton of money. I mean, a decent amount, but they still need quite a bit more in order to want to do that whole route up into the waterfall. And we got an ice rod. Apparently the bottle vendor was selling some magic.
So yeah, that's fortunate because Ovo is going to end up getting his full 100 because really there hasn't been much more than like 20 rupees in these chests. So I'll be interested to see what Sick Kid has down the line, of course.
Yeah, still waiting for that first bottle. So, you know, so if you're Ovo right now, you know, I say you probably do the South Shore part, but if South Shore doesn't give you all that much, when do you route that back in? Do you just take a gamble and say, okay, there's something in the back of Escape that's important and we'll just have to go from the front?
That's a hard place to come back in and route. It's one of those things where you're going to go to Eastern Palace. If you have access to somewhere else, if they get a flute, he'll go up to Death Mountain first. Hammer, nothing right now is giving a lot of access without the glove, so he's gonna be kind of pigeonholed to have to go back. So it may be an early point to where he's got to go run back to the very back again, grab that. I mean, we'll see what items pop up here because this could be one of those seeds where that was the critical point. You needed to get that glove from the back of Escape. Like, okay.
Oh, all right, that's a hook shot at the race game. So, interestingly enough, Zephyr, if he wanted to, could opt to sequence break up to Death Mountain right now and would have access to literally everything in the light world, including Tower of Hera. Could not get the basement, though, not having a fire source. But all but that one location is open to him at this point.
I'd wait. There's a lot of stuff up there, but with only having a blue pendant up there, it's kind of it's like, okay, I don't need to go up there quite yet because get South Shore done. Get South Shore done. Make sure there's nothing important there. The stuff that's really close by, the stuff that's easy to get to from Link's house. Yeah, I think, didn't Ovo just go straight to the race game? Or did he actually check first? I didn't even see that.
No, I think Ovo also checked.
Okay.
As well. I'm not 100% certain about that. And there's Zephyr's map check as well. Seeing that red crystal over at Eastern. And they do have the bow. They could complete it even with the dark rooms are not too hard over there. And that'd be a nice early crystal. And I think that's what Zephyr is thinking right now.
I don't blame him at all. Read the seed. He's reading the seed. Ovo's going to go down the South Shore. So we're getting early divergence here. We're going to see what's in the South Shore. I'll be interested to know if he's doing the... I kind of call it a newer strat. I've been doing it lately. I've been routing in Agina's Cave with the dam. I will go over to Agina's because, interesting enough, the locations of Agina's Cave and Ice Rod Cave are some of the highest percentage locations in the early game to have progression. It's actually a 17% chance for each of those locations.
Oh man, apparently Sarsaparilla today had just like a bunch of big 20s in his closet. So that's pretty neat. He apparently just said red rupees only today.
Yeah, his life savings all gone thanks to Zephyr. Appreciate that, man. Steal the old man's money, and he can't go watch Infinity War now.
Oh, and the Sun Prize is actually, I also see what you did right there. No spoilerino though. And the Sun Prize was a small magic decanter, so that's kind of nice to know if you're running low on magic in one of the dungeons for later on. We're getting a mini Moldorm Cave check from Evo right now, Ovo. We got a bump, arrow capacity upgrade, some bombs, a big 20 piece of heart, and a bomb capacity upgrade. Nothing really much today in the mini Moldorm Cave.
Garbage cave. That totally that was awful. And he's gonna go do the Ice Rod Cave. So we'll see if that's gonna be a troll location. If that bird doesn't stop knocking him around.
Ooh, he's got to be a bit careful right here, though. A bit low on hearts after taking a hit from the crab.
Just kill the crab, man. Just kill the crab. It takes one hit from that fighter sword. Yeah,
Zephyr is going through Eastern Palace right now. Is going to skip over the intended part of this room because already having the hook shot. And we're going to find 10 arrows, as I believe that was the first item.
Ovo, you have a sword. Swing it, bro. I don't know if he's just got.
He wants to give you a heart attack, man. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh, we got a bottle. Speaking of Sick Kid, now we've got that first bottle.
Is that going to lead to more progression? Is that going to give him something? Watch it be something like I don't know, boots, glove upgrade, lamp.
Yeah,
I don't know.
you never know. And you know, honestly, it was a glove upgrade. That'd be really good because then that'll push him back. Oh, and speaking of, there's that pearl, and Zephyr has Dark World access officially at about 15 minutes in.
Yep, and there's still a chance that Ag is going to be required because remember, it is ether inside the Lumberjack Cave, so that is a huge thing to have to go back for. The easier Dark Room coming up here in Eastern Palace, really quick and easy. It's literally right down, hit the trigger, come up to the right, go pick up the key in the far right. Not hard to do with a hook shot. Come back out and just go back down to the left and up around. Not a hard thing to do at all.
Yeah, it's even easier with the sword because you can actually kill stuff and you don't have to damage boost through it. So that's really, really nice. Just a big 20 at the hobo right now. Let's see if Ovo will go all the way to the waterfall. Getting back in, so most likely yes. Which is an interesting call without having the money for Zora.
That's still 3 items back there. That's still 3 items back there. Zora is one location. I don't like being the person to isolate locations like that because it's one of those things that you're going to always have in the back of your mind and it's going to scare you. You're going to be like, I don't know if I just left something there. Ooh, good Lord. He's going to give me a heart attack no matter what. Today is the day of heart attacks. He's walking around with 1 heart and just like, yeah, I'm going to just wait. Oh.
Dude, it's gonna be all over soon. We got 3 bombs back here and a piece of heart. Let's see if the he's gonna throw a bottle in. You'll get a randomized item back from the fairy if you do this.
Watch the BBs.
And almost has the last item after getting the compass over there.
Hey, it's fairies for the bottle prize. I like it. That's
actually really nice. Just don't burn it right here.
So he's going with the trick of basically lining yourself up, doing this, finding the spot, waiting till the arrow moves, and boom, getting the kill, walking up, grabbing the key, go left, open the pot. Hopefully don't get hit by the other guy because he hurts like this. Mm-hmm. Yep, and just sit there and swing. So here's something for you right now. Owa's going to go through here. He's going to go in Eastern Palace. He's going to get his Moon Pearl. He's going to think, that's an interesting item. Does that mean I should have Dark World access from the Pack of Escape?
Yeah, you know, that's kind of the scary thing right now for Ovo, is because still hasn't found that other glove upgrade or opted to go back into Escape. That's going to be, you know, it is 3 items, so one of the things, you know, I was just hearing, you know, one of the other commentators mentioned today, and it's a good philosophy, is that's why you check everything before you go to Aghanim, and before you know it's 100% required.
Exactly. I don't do Aga unless I have to, unless I feel behind. If I feel like Aga is a chance and I feel behind, then might gamble that. But then again, that's, like I said, it's a gamble. In this instance with Ovo, I mean, this is way too early to even tell. We're talking, you know, 18 minutes into a seed. There's no chance of a big gamble like that quite yet.
Yeah, and I'm sure as Zephyr is going through the Armos fights, getting the right side set up. No, unfortunately, a little bit off script right there, but still a pretty good fight, and only gets a piece of heart. So maybe that sequence break up to Death Mountain is looking a little bit better based on what we know. I'm sure Zephyr's going to go to South Shore, though.
He hasn't done South Shore. That's going to be something that he goes to. And I mean, all honesty, the only thing that was in South Shore was a bottle, other than we haven't seen Agina's Cave. I mean, yeah, going to Death Mountain is good, but do you want to follow the logic? Do you want to follow what the seed's telling you to do? Or do you want to break the seed? I feel like going where the seed is telling you to go is probably a little bit safer and maybe the right move, because Thieves Town's going to be fully accessible at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Might as well clear out the most of the light world. Oh, we're going to get a Hype Cave check, actually, kind of faking us out right there. And but not having the mirrors, so can't check too much stuff, but can at least do, you know, Stumpy if he wants to. As we get a map check, we got a green pendant, Skullwoods, a red pendant, Thieves Town, and the other 5-6 crystal is TR.
Yeah, I did not expect that. I like it. Okay. Oh no, and Obo's getting the 4 for Stalfos in that room. Unfortunately, he walked too far to the left and he triggered that far left 4-drop. The Hype Cave check is a very common check that a lot of people do. It's 5 items. I mean, if you get it early, why not? If you have the hammer and a glove upgrade, go do it. This could be a legit Hype Cave today.
Oh, we get 100 rupees at the start. That's a good one. And then we got a blue boomerang. We've got blue mail. We've got a piece of heart and another piece of heart, which gives them heart. I'd give that probably like a 5. I mean, the blue mail is pretty nice.
I was thinking 4. Yeah, getting a couple heart pieces to get another piece of heart. Blue mail is nice, and the blue boomerang I think honestly is nice as well. Yeah, it's one of those things that's more of a definitely tool-wise instead of it being like uber useful. You use it later game more than you do early. So, especially having the hook shot. But Hype Cave is checked. Hype Cave has been found to be not a whole lot as far as progression is concerned, but he's going to go do overworld locations before dipping any dungeons. I kind of like his routing here because he's probably thinking, I'm already in the Dark World. Let's go around to the top, maybe get Catfish out of the way since it's isolated, come back around through the top area and go into the Village of Outcasts that way, instead of having to save and quit and go back and do it all over again. So maybe planning for Zora a little bit by grabbing that 50?
Yeah, probably. Also, for the rest of the digging game and chess game later, I'm sure just going to pick up any money that he sees at this point until that's all out of the way. And he's actually going to route up, indeed, like you said, to Catfish. Pot is completely clearable, though, and that is another crystal, even though the Dark Maze is a little bit wonky, especially the Dark Maze and down below with the turtles. So might hold off on that for a while until getting that lantern. Oh, and unfortunately a death from Ovo right there.
Nope.
Thankfully having that fairy is going to really, really help out in this instance.
Yeah, that's very, very fortunate having that fairy. Oh, right out the door. This is where you hear the, what's that scream from the Indiana Jones flicks? What's the name of that scream? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the Wilhelm scream?
Wilhelm scream, yeah.
Yeah.
Shooting outside the door with random Wilhelm screams would be hilarious.
Yeah, totally. All right, let's see if Catfish has something good today. Nope, just a big 20, and is actually gonna save and quit. So now let's see what Zephyr opts to do. Hasn't gotten the South Shore yet, but going back here, it's looking a lot more likely now.
I don't blame him. He can go towards from South Shore, and again, he's gonna do that. Let's see if he does Agena, because it's still possible that something's over there. I don't know why I'm so fixated on Agena's Cave right now, but
hey, I'm a big fan of the early Agena's Cave as well. I don't blame you at all.
It's paid off, man. It's had boots plenty of times for me. I love Agena's Cave. So Ovo gets through that back dark room. That's a tricky dark room, to be totally honest. Zephyr's not opting to do the hookshot skip here, going to do the chest and then go back in and do an extra screen transition, except for now.
I'm not. Okay. I'm unsure. I think maybe had a bit of a brain fart, and that was his way of telling himself, "Please do that next time."
I hope so, because I find that to be really amusing, actually.
All right, and it's going to opt to not go to the Agena's Cave site. So it's going to do the standard South Shore route. Unfortunately, not going to get much except for the bottle over here.
Ovo having a pretty decent clean kill, not stopping the red Armos from showing up, but that's not a big deal. Getting his first crystal. Yeah, man, sequence breaking our first crystal really early, dang near 20 minutes in. That's wild. So
yeah, and you know, since we got that kind of early-ish Dark World access, that lantern can be in a lot more places than you would think.
Yeah, I mean, probably most common spot is going to be Thieves Town, or I mean, honestly, there's plenty of things they could find to lead them other places. No dark rooms in Ice Palace, no dark rooms in Skull Woods, no dark rooms in Swamp Palace. There's no dark rooms in Tower of Hera. You know, you do need to go through a dark room right now in order to get to Tower of Hera. But if they find the flute, they can get up there, and it could be on East Death Mountain. There's Lamp is just out there. Most runners, even at the 2 and 3 ranks, know a lot of dark rooms. You've seen that already. So harder dark rooms include what you mentioned in Pod and Mire. Those are 2 that people just don't want to do.
Oh man, hey. Except for almost getting sniped by that right there. And we're getting that Agonist Cave check right here. Has not gone over to the ledge yet. Might opt to do that after the cave. Or maybe we'll just save that for when the flute happens or when Desert Access happens.
I usually save it for that too. The knowledge is always good, but if I don't have boots to quickly run over there, I don't like wasting that time. Unless I'm going to save and quit. And lo and behold, absolutely nothing.
Yeah, nothing in Agonist Cave. So, let's see. What are you going to do now, Ovo?
I mean, back to Link's house is definitely... Yes, he's going up.
Well, okay, he might just be going through escape. We're not... Oh, he's thinking about it. He had a moment of, do I go up or do I go to the back of escape? Might have been realizing he hasn't done back of escape yet. Oh, where are you going, Ovo?
You're going the wrong way! Oh, man. Come on, Ovo. What's over here, dude? The thing that's so good about this is that there's literally not many other places he can go.
Oh, maybe he's routing this way to just, since instead of saving Queen of the Sanctuary, to go check the bottle. That's what he's doing right now.
Okay. Legit. Saving and quitting may have taken him, honestly, it was probably about equal timing. So let's hope that the sick kid actually has nothing. Because that would be very good. Because if the sick kid has nothing, don't have cape. Please don't have cape. Okay, good.
Okay, no cape. Oh man, he just shot an arrow at that kid. He just shot his foot, man. That's so evil.
Yeah, screens you never see during a run. I agree, Mateo. I was like, wait, there's nothing over here. But hopefully he goes back. I mean, a save and quit would probably be faster here, but where is he going from here?
Unsure.
He can't even farm rupees at this point. I mean, the only rupee farm places that he can go is CAC. That's it.
I think he was just walking around to give himself some time to think. Just like what his next play is. Because it seemed like he was a little bit unsure where to go. As Zephyr does check, it was just a big 20 on there. And let's see where Zephyr goes now.
Ovo really doesn't want to go up in there. He's like, I don't want to do this. I left it behind. Is it really that important? He's doing it now. He's not going to back out. Don't fake us out again. Go all the way in. Doors open, walk in. Thank you.
It's like the thing when you kick the door, but it's like a very aggressive doorbell ditch. It's like
right.
You kick the door in and then you actually don't go in. The door is like, wait, what was that?
That was like the saloon door. He kicks the saloon door open and just flaps.
Yeah.
He doesn't even enter. He just lets it flap. Oh man. Okay, he's probably gonna give us a nice little light show. Maybe waste a few bombs here. I'm glad he's gone back though, because that time loss is not going to be that huge at this point. Even though Zephyr's gotten a few other locations in, he's gotten Hype Cave. And Ovo is probably going to either go directly to the Village of Outcasts, or he may go Hype Cave as well. What would you do? If you saw this as Ovo, not knowing where your opponent's at, where would you go first?
Oh man, it's honestly really difficult. I would probably do Hype Cave South route first before going over to Village of Outcasts, just to try and get, you have hammers, so Thieves Town would be pretty reasonable too. But maybe try and get like a fire rod or something else, so that when you get over here, you'd want. Yeah, there's a couple bombs, but so you could have fire rod to maybe clear out Skullwoods as well.
Yeah, I've had that personally happen to me, realizing he's going to Thieves Town. He is going to the Village of Outcasts first. I kind of was leaning towards that myself, because it's one of those things where Thieves Town itself has 4, what is it, 5 items?
I love the Gypto ice strats right here. That's so good.
That is that is the swag way to definitely kill off a Gypto. Freeze him and then smash him. I think that was a single rupee, wasn't it?
Yeah, and actually, for anyone who isn't aware, freezing and killing is different than actually stunning. A totally different prize pack.
So it is also a prize pack. So you have two different prize packs in this game for killing an enemy when they're stunned or frozen. And we just saw both the small magic pot and a single rupee. So unfortunately, we don't see the frozen one very often because you literally only have 2 items that can freeze things. And the more common items to get for progression in hookshot, allowing you to stun things is just better. So, all right, we're getting the Skullwoods play as well. So we're gonna kind of sync back up here. I like this play from Ovo. So we'll see what we get. We'll see if it leads to any kind of progression and whether or not he'll ever get over to Hype Cave to pick up the blue mail.
Oh, yeah, I'd probably figure so. You know, essentially, when they get that lantern, you might as well go that direction, route Hype Cave in before you go do pod. Or alternatively, if they get the mirror, they can full clear swamp and do the same kind of route.
Exactly.
All right, so only found 1 item so far here in Skullwoods. That was the shield that Zephyr's holding right now. And no other items, so I think, yeah, Zephyr realizing has nothing else. So it's going to route down probably to the Village of Outcasts.
Yep, absolutely. And unfortunately, it's going to be in the back half. So either Moth or the little, I don't even know what to call it, the under the bridge chest is going to have the last item, or the big key chest. Excuse me.
Can we just call it the income? Oh, no. There's a sword upgrade on Bumper Cave.
Womp, womp. So, will we route that back in? Because there's a high chance Cape could be in the Ganon's Tower. So, that may be one sword upgrade we're never going to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they have the Cane of Burn already, and they have hammers, so there is no reason for the Seed to give them that for the Spike Cave. But ooh, Ovo taking a death right there. That's really unfortunate. Unless that was intentional. No, it wasn't. He was trying to get to the back right there.
Yeah, and I mean, in all honesty, yeah, that's a rough death, but at least it was only inside of this room, so you start right back there. I like the burner strats. I don't know, lag strats. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of lag strats. Oh no, oh no, he got it too far over. I think he's locked. I don't think you can push that down, can you? Yes, okay, you can. I thought there was a glitch where if you got that too far to the right, you got glitched in there and you couldn't push it down. You had to actually restart somehow.
Oh no! And he gets grabbed by the Wall Master. That's really This is a really big time loss for Ovo, unfortunately. Oh, and there's Titan's Mitts in. That's French vanilla right there, boys and girls. Yeah,
French vanilla mitts. That's also a pendant dungeon. So pendant thieves required. That's rough. The version 29 is notorious for that. Oh man, Ovo, buddy, freeze him. I mean, you kind of forget about the ice rod when you have it this early. You forget what it can do. Ether was on Lumberjack, Mr. Spokes. So yeah, that's a big chance that Aggro could still be required depending on what is in the excuse me, depending on what medallion is required for Turtle Rock or Mire.
Okay, there's the small key for the big chest downstairs in here. Ovo finally getting the item in there. Is gonna opt to Death Warp. Oh no, and Zephyr takes a death right there. Ow, synced deaths in 2 different dungeons.
Yes, nope out, Ovo, nope out. Oh no, he got a shield, never mind.
No, he's good, he's good.
He did it on purpose, okay.
Yeah. One intentional, one unintentional death. And Zephyr is like, nope, I got my mitts, and we're heading out.
Both of those were intentional, I think.
They were? Okay, interesting. So was going for the only 4 at the front.
Yeah, Ovo got a shield. He death warped. As Zephyr decided to just do the 4 at the front, he walked right to that blue garden and did that. You can't get that yet, Ovo. don't go there yet, please. So hopefully he goes into Thieves Town. I really hope he makes that play.
Yeah,
Good.
Based on him walking back this way, I'm gonna say yeah. So we're gonna get a visit to the dig game right here. 2 digs for 10 arrows, and I think Zephyr's going to continue digging for Zora money.
Not a bad play. The dig game tends to give a lot of money in many instances, unless, of course, one of the commentators says something about it. Then it's just going to give us a bunch of single rupees and 5s. So, yeah. Noping out. I don't blame him. Did he get... Yes, he did. He did get the Sea House. He got all the other items. I was about to say, I don't remember seeing what was in those, but I don't think it was anything of importance. So... Yeah,
I don't believe so.
Gonna go ahead and do the mostly... No? Where are you going?
Oh, you're not gonna grab that? Okay, I guess not gonna grab that. Maybe on the way back down, we'll grab it.
I guess either way, it's not really a big difference.
All right, we get to do some slow hammer pegs.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Oh, nice. Ovo, there's that one bush right there that can give you your bomb back. So that was nice of the game to refund you the bomb.
Yeah, good old bomb refund outside the... Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, no, Ovo, don't do this. Don't do it. Don't do it, Ovo.
Oh, no.
The gloves are trolling so bad today for Ovo. That is so rough. Oh, man.
It's still funny that mirror is in that location, though, where it's like, oh, you can't bring in the blacksmith the easy way. Oh, no, never mind. Here's a mirror.
Yeah, that's conveniently placed. It's almost like being at Meyer and seeing the... bombos being required for Meyer and then getting it in the Meyer shed.
Happens more often than we would all like to admit.
Yeah, because it's like, great, now I have to go find bombos. Never mind, I found bombos. So let's see what the breadsmiths are making today.
Some counterfeit money.
Yep, good old counterfeit rupee. As a matter of fact, if you look at it, the little fire pit in the back kind of looks like a 20 rupee.
That's fair. I can see that. So Zephyr gonna opt to include the purple chest in the route because just getting the mirror can route the south of Grove Cave.
I missed what was on Stumpy.
Not. That's cool. Oh, Browning and Sick Kid right here.
I missed what was on Stumpy.
I think Stumpy was just a big 20.
Gotcha. So Obo's gonna get his blue mail. Gonna get a little bit more money and a couple pieces of heart. He might get a heart refill here. That'll be nice. Ooh, don't walk in. Oh no, he just left the chest. Rip, go back and grab it.
That's an oopsie daisy. Thankfully, from where he's at, not giving a nice bomb to the hype cave guy. I mean, he's just trying to live a nice, simple life over there. I have to do that to him, man.
So is he going to go Darkroom Pod, or is he going to do the same route that Zephyr kind of did and go through and do Pyramid and Catfish, getting absolutely nothing from there? I'm surprised he didn't go into Thieves Town, man. The pendant dungeons, just because a dungeon is a pendant doesn't mean that the seed is going to consider it any less useful to go into that dungeon.
Yeah.
So...
Exactly.
Remember that you can still get items from those dungeons. The front 4 of Thieves Town is very valuable. The only thing that is guaranteed to be there is a big key. So you're possible to have 3 items in that location alone, alongside of being inside of a Village of Outcasts. So you might want to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and Ovo actually opting to pick up that 50 as well. Again, doesn't have the Zora money yet, so is going to pick up any money he had. And that's looking like a route down to Pod, so we're going to get some new information right here. And it'll be interesting. I think the funniest thing they could probably find in here is Lamp, so that you just don't have to do the dark rooms anymore. Another funny thing would probably be like Book or something like that to go into a possibly Boots Lock Desert.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I think the worst thing we could probably find right now for Ovo, well, yeah, honestly, the worst thing would probably be something like a Flute. If he finds Flute here, that's going to be rough because that's going to send him to Death Mountain. He's going to have to check a lot of locations before he comes back to Thieves Town. He's going to avoid Thieves Town almost at all costs. So we're going to see what Zephyr's going to do. Oh, Agina. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot that Zephyr has not done Agina. So he's going to go...
Interesting, not farming rupees for Zora. I mean, only needs 2. There's a 50 rupee chest right there. Or a 50 rupee cave, excuse me. That only takes a couple times to go into to get what he needs. So I don't know. I guess just saving up the money for right now. It's weird. He's kind of picking up money and then not using the money.
He's gonna go into Swamp after this. He's going into Swamp after this because he left his portal right there. He's gonna walk back over there.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. It's not a normal route you see very often.
It makes sense right now considering he has the ability to full clear it. So it's a crystal. I am a firm believer in if you got it, do it. Crystals are your objective here to go beat Ganon. So get your next crystal.
And I am always a big fan of going into Swamp Palace early. Swamp Palace is one of my favorite dungeons.
You are adverse of a lot of people. Most people do not like Swamp Palace. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I have other dungeons that I definitely hate more. Turtle Rock being one of them. I don't have the aversion to Swamp Palace other people do. I can take it or leave it. I like to go mode it. I like Ice Palace for the fact that it's one of the faster go mode dungeons. So
yeah. I think yeah. So I think that Ice is kind of similar in that regard as far as like how quickly you can go mode it. It's pretty freaking fast. And chat doing its typical thing, trying to figure out the pet index at 42 minutes in. So we can theorize that if you want to. I don't know how you feel I'm
about
fine.
that.
I'm cool with it. I mean, the last one I commentated was a pet seed with Kane on it, so why not have another one, right?
Yeah, Kane is possible. Fire Rod is not possible on there because Skullwoods locks it. You can have Boots on there because literally, honestly, the only thing that's really blocked by the dungeons that we have is a fire source. If we find Fire Rod, Lamp could be on pedestal.
Yeah.
If we find, well, as a matter of fact, like Fire Rod is the only thing that cannot be on pedestal because of Skullwoods. Other than that, everything else that we found, pretty much anything else is there. Anything else is completely possible.
Pretty much, yeah. So Ovo falling down to the Turtle and Stalfos room right here and getting that last small key is gonna opt to just go use the portal and walk back up. Already has done the bow lock side as Zephyr's just starting to go into Swamp. I don't think there was anything in that first chest.
No, nothing of any importance here. So I'm interested to see how well Ovo can do these dark rooms. I personally pull up a map. I've got maps saved that I just pull up, and the dark maze is not hard with the map. It's actually pretty easy if you don't get turned around. If you get turned around by mistake, it's kind of painful because you're just like, you can't figure out where you're at because everything is just all mixed up. It's really, really rough. So having to reset that room because the red guard got in there.
Do beetles have armor now? I didn't know they were called guards.
I don't know. I call him guards because that guy guards everything. He's a pain in the
That's true. He is a goalkeeper. I will give you that. That guy will not. Oh, and speaking of some stuff that can be on a pedestal, what are those?
The Oh man, he found the boots. That's great. In Swamp, nonetheless. That's actually a great place to find them. There's a lot of places you can make use of boots in here. So nothing's worse than finding the boots in a place where you just don't really get to go fast at all. You have a couple of like, yay, I get to just, I don't know, take a couple of steps really fast.
Yeah, and Zephyr, you know, interestingly enough, after those boots, opting to go to the back first and kill Argus before heading possibly to the left side, or might just skip the left side altogether, which will be a really interesting decision. Unfortunately, with not having the Master Sword, it's going to have to do some menuing to do some hammer. You can do fighter sword spins, but it's to each their own on whether they prefer to do the hammer menu. A nice 2 dungeon items in the same room. That's always a treat to see.
Yeah, left side is definitely important now. That's 2 items on left side.
Don't mind what that little skitterer was doing. He was definitely doing proper movement.
All right, doing a dark room here. Let's see how well he does dark maze. I don't think anything turned up in the other side, the rupee room over there in the pod area. Getting a compass, okay. Man, I really wish he would have gone, just, if he'd have gone over to Thieves Town, he could have grabbed that mirror. This would have been so much easier, lamp or not, you know?
Yeah, I think Ovo is a tiny bit lost right now. I don't know if he's gone fully to the left. I think I see the bottom Dodongo, so that's fine. Also, Zephyr is opting for those hammer strats with doing the sick menuing right here.
Yep, absolute resident sleeper boss right here. What we like to call the rip menu time. Doing a good job. He was trying to do the grab 2 hit strats. Those are really difficult to do. In all honesty, because you've got to position perfectly and then immediately grab a hammer and hit them both. If you move too far to the left after grabbing the second one, you won't hit the first one you grabbed. So let's see if he gets that one. Good, he got 2 that time. So doing a really good job making this not as painful.
Yeah, that hammer hitbox from the side is a lot better than when you're going upward or downward in general. So good job by him nailing that one too. Only's got 1 puff left right here. And there we go. Let's see, is gonna opt to do hammer strats. Gets the first one. This will take 4 hits.
This is kind of funny because he's like a big bulb, and it's almost like, I don't know, playing whack-a-mole with Argus. Luckily, Blue Mail makes this a little bit less painful because you can take a couple of hits if you miss. But doing a really good job.
Oh, and that's a flute on Argus. Holy moly. Well, I'd say that Swamp Palace had some worth.
Yeah, and that's lacking left side. He can still go on left side. There might be more worth in there, man. This might be loaded Swamp Palace. Boots and flute. Let's see what else is here, because if it's got, I don't know, a medallion, cane, even lamp at this point, book.
Yep.
Just, I mean, he has also access to the Mire area. He can go in the Desert Palace now. The desert is open to him with the mirror. The world is his oyster right now. He can definitely make of it what he wants.
Yeah, and Ovo, I wasn't sure if got all the way through that dark room properly, but is going to opt to go back to Helmsler King now and finish it off. Gets a nice 8 bomb drop. So that's pretty nice to get before going to some of the other dungeons. And with these dark rooms, the first couple are not bad. It's that turtle room, especially with only having a fighter sword where you have to hammer everything, can be a really big pain.
Yeah, no medallions, only a fighter sword. Nothing really to indicate whether or not you've hit all of them correctly. It's a scary room. It's a very scary room with the current equipment. At least he's got blue mail. He's only on 5 hearts though. That's no really heart refill right now. This is gonna be rough. I hope he does well. I hope he gets through this, ideally. And the good news is too, like you just saw, you will see them turn over. So you can ideally see them, you know, you can see your hits. One hit, got a heart. Come on. It's hard to tell if he's hitting them or not.
Yeah, you actually can't see them flip over. You can only see them when you kill them. Yeah, oh, he's at 1 heart now. Okay, he got another one.
Half a heart.
This is so intense.
Crunchy face. Oh. Man,
It was a valiant effort. I think killed 3 of the turtles in that room.
Yeah, good on you, Ovo. No doubt. Valiant effort. Don't waste more time. Let's see where he goes from here. He's got to go into Thieves Town. That is the play at hand right now. Piece of heart on the left side of Swamp. Let's see if there's any more value in Swamp. Even if there's not, I would not be upset. Well, he didn't need that Zora money, but he got a little bit more. I don't think he has anything else he has to pay for other than Zora.
Yeah, pretty much. So going back to Sanctuary right now, gonna go activate that flute, and now this puts the Death Mountain play into logic with that flute. So can pretty much. Oh man, I'm trying to think if there's anything you can't do. I guess only the Ether Tablet is the only thing you can't check right now.
Yeah, that's it. He can check everything else. Hera might be locked out to him.
True. Yeah, with the still no fire source. I mean, we're almost an hour in, and still no fire source is very, very weird.
Yeah, no fire source at all. So we can't even do Ice Palace. We don't even have Bombos right now. Medallions are MIA other than the obvious one, which we have access to other than the lamp right now. We can go, go that way. Ovo's deciding to sequence break and go up to Death Mountain, so we're going to probably get a similar play here. Zephyr's deciding going back. Is he going to full clear Thieves?
Maybe. I'm trying to think of what else he has over here.
Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge is open, including the Bonk Rocks location. So there's 3 items over here you can get.
Okay. Not a bad play. I wonder where he routes from here, though. I guess Mirror and Flute up to 1. What was that on the top? We got bombs on the top. What's in the bottom?
Apparently nothing of importance.
Nope. 5 rupees. Just nothing but blue. No mirror, so he has to jump down, use the hook shot. So we're going to see what is over on East Death Mountain now. Ideally, I mean, what he's hoping for is Fire Rod, Fire Source. He's going to feel kind of weird if he gets the Fire Source, or just 1 Fire Source, because he's going to be thinking to himself, what did I miss? What is giving me access? So he's going to be thinking Thieves Town, or possibly having access to another location that he wouldn't have otherwise been able to get to. So knowing what we know on Zephyr's side, it's going to be interesting where Ovo goes from here. His routing is going to play a key part.
Yeah, definitely. We did get a nice red mail from the bottom part of Paradox Cave over here. As we saw, nothing for Zephyr in Graveyard Ledge. Just has 1 more place to check. Ovo is going to start. There's a Bombos medallion, another bottle with a B in it, 300 rupees. And going right past that molder room, 3 bombs. Oh, there's the lamp. So, okay, if Ovo understands logic, he knows the flute has to be somewhere that it was accessible from before. Because it would never expect you to do any dark rooms, so that would include what they did in Eastern Palace, what he just was trying to do over in Pod, and I think those are pretty much the main 2 ones at this point.
I think Zephyr didn't mean to jump down there, or maybe he did to check that item. You could have just as easily mirrored. That was an interesting little deal there. Is that Bombos on Maya?
Speaking of Bombos, Bombos is Meyer, so Bombos is required. We still don't know what's happening with Ether, though, right now.
So we have a 33% chance that Agate's required because Ether on Lumberjack Cave. That's good to know. That I don't know. I don't wish Aga on Ovo right now. I don't wish Aga on him, man. Oh, if he would have just went Thieves Town, he could have not been doing Resident Sleeper Cave.
Yeah, I mean that definitely points to. Oh, there's the Quake medallion in Checkerboard Cave. So we know where all 3 of the medallions are right now, and they're spread between the 2 runners. So now we'll have full information on that, and Zephyr is gonna go over to Desert. It looks like.
Don't blame him. Yeah, I do actually. I do. I take that back. Going to Desert right now is okay. You can get 2 items out of here, but you have no fire source.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's fine. It does have 2 items, and it's pretty quick. But you know, I don't like until you find that fire source. There's not much value because you're gonna have to double dip it again.
He should have gone to Death Mountain first. Death Mountain was the play. Ovo should have gone into Thieves Town, done those first 4 items. And albeit for me to say how another person should play, but I mean, literally going into Desert right here is a play that I doubt it pays off. I would have gone and actually done East Death Mountain as soon as I could have had the access with the flute. Not on top of just having the flute. You can get up there, check all those locations, get Dark World. He is not doing item dense locations, so banking on being able to finish this. I hope he doesn't forget that he doesn't have a fire source.
Oh yeah, it goes all the way to the back and be like, oops. I mean, the only thing that bails him out there is literally a fire rod. There is nothing else that he can get in these next 2 chests that will save him right here.
Exactly. And Hera is not locked by a fire source, but interestingly enough, Ovo's deciding to dip Pendant Hera, but doesn't dip Pendant Thieves.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe thinking it's a quicker dungeon, so is, you know, kind of in the area already and is opting to do that. Very interesting decision. Another 300 on the Desert Ledge. Oh, missed his ride right there, unfortunately.
The bird said nope. All right, so we are going to now get the Death Mountain play from Zephyr. So, any informational? Oh wow!
Oh my goodness! Well, that's important. Oh, now Zephyr's gonna kick himself. Vizsla goes all the way over into Tower of Hera, which I would totally guess he would.
That is. Oh wow! That's 2 pendant dungeons required so far.
Yeah, I wonder if this is gonna make Ovo think, go back into a pendant dungeon, because now Back at School Woods is open, and sometimes you get the mentality of, okay, I already found something very useful in 1 pendant dungeon. What else is there out for? What else is there out for me in the world? So,
chat, start getting your feelers out there. That fire rod now puts it in logic that the pedestal could be Kane. So now that we have the fire rod, oh no,
Ovo falling down the middle is gonna fall 2 floors. That was a really awkward angle too. I wasn't really expecting it to hit at that angle. That's really unfortunate nonetheless.
He walked back, and I was like, okay, good dodge, and then he came back and hit him at that perfect angle to knock him into that middle hole right there. Trolldorm doing what Trolldorm does best, but we could have a ped seed on our hands. It's looking more realistic now. I'm hoping more for a ped seed, less for an Aga seed, because Aga right now would just be so painful for Ovo.
Oh man, almost falling down there again. Gets the 2nd hit though, and with an upward hitbox gets the 3rd hit, so not too bad, only 1 fall. Using hammer strats, it's a little bit harder, and I think there is an item in the basement.
Yep, there is. There is an item in the basement. Definitely, possibly going to be having a coffee break here. I don't know. It's entered my mind often whenever I get the big key and the small key here in this front room to just do the coffee break and just bank on it being an item, because I've been trolled so many times by Hera, forcing me to go back down and just saying, all right, Trolldorm, I'm not going to fight you today.
Well, we're not getting that because we're getting a Spike Cave check instead. I think Ovo might be wanting to take a couple gambles with some of the stuff that's happened to him so far. So I don't blame him. You know, if this is your mentality going forward, might skip out on some stuff.
I think he actually did get a second item. He has half magic.
Oh, did he? Okay. Oh, yeah. Good point. Good point. I think, yeah, that half magic was probably from there.
Possibly from the, oh no! Oh,
oh no, it was 3 bombs. Okay, so the half magic was, okay, and interesting. Zephyr not gonna kill Trolldorm.
If this is a Ped seed, if that cane is on Ped, Ovo has a pseudo lead on the fact of being able to pull that Ped. So we might have an interesting match on our hands right now. Ovo's gonna go the he doesn't have the flute, that's right. He has to go all the way this way to go to pod. If he's gonna do this lower end. But he has the lamp now, so he's gonna go back in and clear pod. That's an interesting play. It's an interesting play deciding to go back into pod. I guess, I mean, now it's sequence broken. Think dorm.
I feel like that's highly appropriate for where Zephyr is currently at. and what boss Ovo just killed.
I don't have words, man. I don't have words for this.
No, there's only emotes. Emotes are the only things you need in your life, man. The words are unnecessary. The alphabet is completely unnecessary.
I have at a loss for words. I don't know. When I think I have these guys on lock and understanding what they're gonna do, they do something completely different. We're gonna see if Ovo got the back in. Okay, no, he did. He did do the maze correctly and everything like that because he's gonna go straight right and go back to Helmasaur. So he's gonna be able to get that room taken care of. But
yeah, Zephyr grabbing all of the stuff in beautiful Paradox Cave right here, and no, for Zephyr, this could point towards Ice Palace now because having those myths.
Yeah. I mean, Ice Palace is fully in logic now as far as where you would go, where the seed is taking you. To me, Zephyr's had a little bit more of a, hey, you know, had more of a vision on what the seed's trying to tell him to do as far as where he should go. So really, right now, it's pointing to Ice Palace, without a doubt. He could go back into Mire, because it also is sort of pointing towards Mire, but no Cane. All too often have I seen Cane be on Mire vanilla. So it's one of those possible locations. And Ovo getting his revenge on these little turtles.
Yeah, having a lantern really helps when you can see these nasty little creatures.
Rub your hands together. 33%.
Oh boy! And
0.33%.
We have an Agaseed!
It's an Agaseed!
Oh
Why?
boy!
Why?
Oh god.
Oh Lord,
yeah.
33% chance, and there it is right there, and the knowledge is on Zephyr's hands. So, Ped seed is in Ovo's favor right now.
Yes, I 100% agree with you, Unknown. Like, that is going to be because they both have Fire Rod, and Fire Rod is so good, and him having the half magic really makes a difference.
Another thing that's even funnier, though, chat points out a very, very good point that I was actually going to mention to you. They don't have Aga access yet. They can't actually get to him yet.
Hey man, I didn't say where they go do it right now. I just say Aga's required. That's it.
It's funny because like literally the item that lets them into Aga also lets them get a sword upgrade. So if
oh, there's the cave! Oh my god, we get a turtle rock dip from Zephyr right now?
Wait a second. What if the cape is on Ped?
No, Zephyr, go. Wait, Zephyr, where are you going? Go to Turtle Rock. I'm so dead right now.
He can't go into Turtle Rock. He doesn't have ether.
Oh my god, I'm so crisscrossed right now. Oh my god, this scene is just throwing us all every which way right now. This is insane.
So literally right now, the Ped is still alive because Cape being on Ped leads to a sword upgrade. Both sword upgrades that we are unaccounted for right now could be in Ganon's Tower, which would be locked. So the only sword upgrade available to them would be on the Bumper Cave ledge. So Ovo's making his play, it looks like, that he really needs to make. He's going to go all the way around, come in, hopefully make the play on Thieves Town, see the... if I was Ovo right now, I mean... Even with the knowledge that I have on Zephyr's side, I would be feeling really behind because I sequence broke that lantern. I would be like, something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right at all right now. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's like, I should have had Flute because both fire sources were over here. There's no way for me to be able to do it. I already have a pendant. I can't check Ped, but I might full clear Thieves. I might go ahead and full clear Thieves. He's going up. So he's going to clear Skull Woods.
So what Ovo needs right now is for this to be Cape. If this is Cape, that is the big equalizer right now. I don't think there's any other item that Ovo could get right here that would make a bigger deal at this current point. Maybe a sword upgrade. Like that, either one of those, just something that gives them Aga access would be really, really good right here.
Ovo really, okay, so for Ovo to kind of like jump back into a competitive stance here, because right now it's looking rough. The right decisions can lead him to the items he needs, and it just kind of steamroll and get him back in line here. But if he gets Cape in here, that ruins Ped. Ped's dead. So if Cape is on Ped, and that same thing where the swords are locked behind other things that they can't get to yet, like i.e. maybe sword upgrade, because you got to remember, we can get into Mire, but there's only 2 items in Mire. We can't get into Turtle Rock without getting into Aga, so upgrades to your sword could be in Turtle Rock, requiring you still to have Cape.
Oh my god, yeah, because the thing is I know how the logic generally works is that it wants you to have tempered along the way. Well, Turtle Rock as a crystal is along the way, so it's very possible that that tempered sword is over there.
It's a very big possibility. I mean, as far as we know, there could be a sword upgrade in here, and unfortunately, that also kills the Ped Dream. That also kills Gold Sword, because I doubt either one of these runners goes back and grabs that sword. So, ooh, did you wait long enough? Yes, you did. Okay. I was hoping that the hand didn't come down and grab him on that. But, now, interestingly, where was Half Magic?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of stuff I had that...
What did Ovo do that Zephyr didn't?
That's a very, very good question.
Oh, Pod!
Oh, it's in Pod. Okay, that would make a lot of sense.
Because I'm sitting here looking at it, I'm like, yeah, Zephyr's in Pod right now. Oh yeah, Ovo's already done most of Pod and has cleared Pod. And hopefully... Ovo. Oh man, the moth fight strikes again. Oh,
okay,
good job.
No, very, very nice. Okay, yeah, I got quite a few fire out hits. Very good. And there's the big key. So we'll probably go and check that out of the way chest first. Maybe even set up a death warp. Probably not though. It'd probably take a little bit too long. And then when do you go over to turn it into Sahasrahla? I guess probably after the swamp play.
That's rough. This green pendant pickup right here is a really rough thing because it's out of the way. It is isolated. It's entirely isolated. There's not a single thing over there that he needs to check.
All right. Is it going to be here? No, it's in the big chest. So, okay. So Ovo's going to stick around. It's going to walk all the way around then.
I would walk all the way. Yeah, that is too many hits to take. You're in red mail. That's way too many hits to take. You can pretty much body tank everything in this dungeon right now.
And
12 hearts, red mail.
Yeah, everything in the overworld pretty much too.
Yeah, they're you're pretty much super defense man right now. Nothing to kill thing. Well, I guess you have hammer and fire rod, so you have some things to kill things too. But your sword is just a little pokey stick.
I mean, it's essentially a plastic sword, just like most people call the shield that they have right now the Fisher-Price shield.
He literally has my first Dungeoner's kit.
He's on like beginner's mode right now. Like, all right, go into the world, buddy. You're good.
Yeah, literally. I mean, at this point, we're not really looking for much. We're kind of in no mode.
There's the half magic, by the way, in the rupee basement.
Okay. So we're kind of in no mode right now. There's not much that we're looking for really to finish dungeons, other than we need a sword upgrade. If that shows up outside of the bumper cave, deciding to do it probably vanilla. I don't blame him at all. So we need to get a sword upgrade to get into Aga. Keep in mind too, Ovo doesn't know he needs ether. Ovo does not have that information. Zephyr does. So we're kind of in this weird knowledge stage where there's a lot of things that Ovo doesn't know. It's arrows. Oh man, this ped dream is still looking alive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, the rare Aga ped, huh?
This is looking some tasty sequence logic right now. So Zephyr opting to not mirror. Interesting. Unsure what they're.
He's going thieves.
Get.
Is he gonna full clear thieves? If you were Ovo right now, would you full clear thieves?
Yes, you go full pedestal at this point. You don't look back. You just say, all right, if I'm gonna lose doing an all dungeon C. That's how I would view it right now.
He's not happy to see that glove. I don't blame him at all. That is a rough thing to find this late. At 1 hour 12 minutes, you find your mids. You know that Thieves Town is a logical dungeon that people go into. He's staying, so he knows that something else is probably here. He's full clearing. You do it. I completely agree with you. I think at this point he may realize he is behind because of that glove play early, and he's like, I'm going to bank on ped. I would just have that mindset. Like, you know what? Yeah, bank on ped. Let's do it.
Yeah, and you got to think about it this way. Even though Zephyr has a very high knowledge advantage, only has cleared 2 dungeons, whereas Ovo's cleared 4. That does make a difference if this becomes a pedestal seed, by a lot.
Yeah, and when Zephyr completes pod, he's going to have 3 crystals. But right now, he's backing out.
All right, well, just wants to get those couple crystals done that can only technically get swamp.
He's gonna get his cane.
This part.
He's gonna get his knowledge. He's gonna get his cane. He's gonna get his knowledge. He knows that he can't complete Turtle right now. He'll see that. And he will know that he has to clear Aga. He will know that he can't clear Aga. He will know that one of the accesses to Aga is locked behind another access to Aga. So, Cape, finding a sword upgrade is kind of bad right now. You don't want to find a sword upgrade at this point if you're Ovo, because you want the only sword upgrade available to you behind Cape on ped. That's literally what you want right now to have that pedestal advantage. Or even a sword upgrade on ped. Because that lock could be there from Ganon's Tower, because you could literally have the Cape in Ganon's Tower still to get that sword. So,
goodness.
Sword on ped, Cape on ped leads to a sword upgrade. It's very possible for other swords to be locked behind the Aga lock of Ether on Lumberjack. Now, keep in mind, the boots were in Swamp, and Ovo can't get to Swamp yet because he needs to go get the mirror from Peg Cave. So he's got to do the whole smithy route and work that in. And once he works that in, which is going to be a logical thing he can do, he'll also get his flute. He'll get all that. So sooner or later, he's going to have to get there based on his pathing already.
Yep, totally agree. And,
Zora is still open. Zora has not been checked yet. It could be something. Zora could very well be a sword upgrade or something to that effect. It's looking less likely that Zora has anything at this point. The other locations are a little bit more likely by just looking at this logic.
I mean, yeah, at this point, Zora has grown a trunk and is now the elephant in the room. And
I think the seed broke Ovo.
Yeah, I think Ovo just broke slightly inside right there.
Yeah, seeing an Aga seed like this, not having the access to Aga, that's rough. Is he going to Aga? Don't do it. Don't head to Aga. You can't get in. Okay,
he's
good.
Going to Swamp. Oh, green pendant turn in. Okay, it's just gonna opt to do this first.
Not bad.
Oh no! Wait, where are you going? Are you going to Ice Palace, Ovo? Oh man, are we gonna get synced Ice Palaces?
Wow.
How? Get some convergence here at an hour and 16 in.
With so much divergence, they ended up in the same place a couple different times. That's wild. Man. So Zora is out of just out of the way location. Green pendant for Ovo is an out of the way location. Oh man. Here's another thing. There could be a sword upgrade in the top end of Thieves Town. Or in the big chest of Thieves Town.
Hey, they got this hammer pretty early. I'm honestly, with that hammer, most people are like, okay, I'll only clear the first 4 if I don't have the hammer. But both these runners opted, oh, there's silvers right there. That's actually quite nice.
Yeah, we're not going to have a Master Sword Silverless Ganon. So that's, I'd be breathing a sigh of relief here.
Yeah, very much for both of these runners. But yeah, back to my point, like, it's crazy how most people would not want to complete if they don't have hammer, but both these opted to not complete it with hammer, and especially hammer and Kakariko. Like, that's a very interesting thing you don't see very often.
I'm a firm believer in clearing Thieves Town. It's one of the few dungeons that there's only one thing blocked behind an item. You get so many items that allow you to finish the dungeon in the form of Cane of Burna, Cane of Samaria, Fighter Sword, because your sword level, any sword, doesn't matter. You can still kill blind. It all does the same damage. You've got so much stuff, hammer, that's out there that allows you to kill blind. The only thing that literally holds you from an item is if, and only if, there is an item in the big chest. So that is a possible thing, but it's also possible for the small key to be locked behind that big chest. So just clear it, in my opinion. I think clearing the dungeon is just so much more effective use of your time, because in the off chance that nothing's in there, so what? You didn't waste much time. If it's a ped seed, you got a little bit more. I think you waste more time by not clearing it and something being there than you do by just clearing it.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention both Zephyr and Ovo doing great jobs with the Ice Palace bomb jump. I think they both got it first try, so really great job doing that. And again, with a low sword, using some hook shot strats on those pen gators, those one shots, it's very, very nice. And what do we got in the freezer room? Just the compass. So gonna have to do the traditional. I can't check the big chest early, I don't believe.
So yeah, that is absolutely right. Jixon is correct, Mateo. Ped having book is actually not a good thing. That is actually meaning that it's locked behind quite a bit else. You can only check the tablets with the fighter sword. You have to have master sword in order to be able to get the item. So I don't see much being on those tablets at this moment in time. It's possible for a sword upgrade to be there, but it's very unlikely. Book is probably in GT at this point.
All right, Zephyr going through the beautiful ice physics room. Actually, both of them doing that. They're only like a room away from each other right now. It's pretty insane. Getting a small key right there. Still not really too much as far as items are concerned. It's going to push him deeper into the right-hand side of Ice Palace. Yeah, and man, if they get garbage right here, I wonder if Zephyr's going to start, like, sweating a little bit, thinking, oh man, I could have completed 2 other, you know, dungeons that had, well, actually, technically 3 other dungeons, because went to Desert Palace without that Fire Rod getting it in Tower of Hera.
Yeah, he got both items out of Desert Palace, but
you know, yeah. No, just the completion of dungeons in general.
Yeah, he's got a lot he can do. He just can't get into Turtle Rock, so he can pretty much lock himself down and get to the last dungeon. But we just have to have Ether, and we have to have access to Aga. So very rare at this point that you don't have Aga access and you need it. So I'd be interesting to see what the last couple items are here. Because if we find a sword upgrade here, that's going to speak certain doom for Obo. So let's see what we've got in this chest. Map.
Wow. So that means Cold Stare does, I believe Cold Stare at this point may have an item. I think it's a 2 out of 3 chance.
Yeah. He's either going to have a key or an item. I think there's one more key that's out there right now.
Yeah, there is one more key, and that's a heart container. That doesn't do anything for either of those, either of these runners. So, with each passing chest that they open, the clock is ticking.
Oh man, this is shield upgrade. Oh man,
God, that's the wrong piece of armor and equipment you wanted an upgrade for.
Yeah, there's definitely a small key on Cold Stare, so we will see how well this goes. Half magic and Fire Rod and Bombos is going to be a nice thing to have, but Fighter Sword and Red Mail. I mean, you've got the defense to be able to take a couple hits, so it's not as bad as it seems. And Fire Rod spam is just a thing you can do. You can still spin slash and hit Cold Stare, so you can at least get him into the corner to be able to hit him with Fire Rod shots. So
very much so. And Zephyr's going to try and set that up, do a little bit of a tango. Very nice fight.
Okay, very well done. Went a little bit crazy, but he did a good job on that. And
got a triple splash on Obo's side right there. That was a deep strat I don't normally see, but just a sick fight from Ovo from both of these runners.
I'd arguably say Ovo's was a little bit cleaner.
Yeah, I would agree with you, and you don't really see that, but I don't see that that's like almost a perfect timing to get that triple off the Fire Rod splash.
Yeah, that's not that I've never done that myself, but that can't be easy. That cannot be an easy timing. Zephyr's going to go into Meyer, so we're going to see the Meyer play here, and we're going to get a little bit of information. He's probably going to do Desert first, yeah. So Obo is... What is Obo thinking? Where's Obo going to go? Is he going to do Peg Cave?
Yeah, I believe that might be all Ovo has left. That and Thief's Town. That's pretty much the remainder. Because can't get to Mire, can't get to Swamp because no Mirror, can't get to Desert because no Booker, no Mirror, and no Flute. And Turtle Rock doesn't have Ether.
Yeah. And you don't have access to Agus to go get Ether, so... We'll see what he does, because I'll be interested to see this. Maybe Peg Cave first, then then think about it. He's probably thinking, "Oh Lord, am I set?" He's like, "I'm set up for Ped." He still hasn't checked Green Pendant, so it's possible. He's going Thieves Town. Yeah, he's going to finish Thieves Town. He's going to do Ped. He's going to do Ped. We're going to see our Ped play.
Oh my gosh, dude. This is insane.
He still has to find Mirror, though. If he gets the cave and is able to clear Aga, that's going to send him into the Turtle Rock without a mirror.
No. I think if you choose between Turtle Rock and Swamp, you pretty much choose Swamp first, so you don't have to, go up for Death Mountain twice. That's what most runners would do. But maybe just going against the grain,
You are right. That is the better play of the two. I don't know where you go. Like, honestly, I don't have words for the choices that you possibly can make in this, because right now Ovo is like, he's hanging on by a thread because he's not out of this yet. Because, okay, there was one more item left in Desert.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's just 3 bombs.
Yeah, we have checked Swamp. Swamp has been full cleared by Zephyr, but Ovo can't get there because he doesn't have Mirror, and Mirror is in Peg Cave. So we need to go to Peg Cave on Ovo's side, get that Mirror to be able to go get the flute and the boots from Swamp. But Aga is required because Ether is on the Lumberjack Cave. Yeah. But we can't go to Aga because we do not have the cape or a sword upgrade. And there is a sword upgrade on the bumper ledge, which you need the cape for.
I just want to say that the only thing more unknown than your availability is where the seed is going to end.
Oh, man. I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
Well, we're getting a Meyer play from Zephyr right now. Enough terrible jokes. And, also, having no sword beams is going to opt to use the fire rod right here to clear this out. And probably the next best thing. Oh, unfortunately, it gets a little bit of an unfortunate left-hand turn right there at Albuquerque.
Nice dash, though. That was a clean dash. Okay, this is the point in the match where I can truthfully say both of these runners have got nerves going. They feel behind because they are both looking at, I need to do Aga. I need to do Aga. What if I've left a spot? What if I can't do Aga when the other person's done Aga? I need a sword upgrade. I need Cape to get that sword upgrade. They are all freaking out in their mind right now. So you're going to see a lot of weird movements. You're going to see a lot of nerves taking play right now, which is perfectly normal.
Yeah, we're creeping up to 1 hour 30, and man, you're still on Fighter Sword for this long. We got Fighter Sword in the third. Oh no! There's the Master Sword! Oh my god!
It was in Thieves Town.
It was in Thieves Town the whole time. Oh god!
Ped is dead, but he's gonna go pull it. We're gonna see what's on there anyway. Possibly still Cape, but there's nothing on Ped that's gonna help him. Hopefully not a fetch quest like Powder or our Mushroom at this point. That's a huge find, because did Zephyr find both items, or is he just?
I don't know what Zephyr's doing. Is Zephyr?
He's going straight for Viddy. Zephyr? He's going straight for Viddy.
Interesting. Might just opt to get the crystal, hoping Viddy has an item, and then if it doesn't, probably will come back in.
I missed if he got one item or not. That's an interesting play. Does he get? Ooh, okay, good. A red mail and switching to Brian, doing the lag strats. That's perfectly fine. What does Blind have for us today? Oh, just a compass. Okay.
Yeah, I already got all the items. So we're gonna get a pedestal pull right now from Ovo. I mean, doesn't have the mirror. Probably will check a couple other locations before heading out. You've got
to go to Peg Cave after this. You can't save and quit and leave that location that's so close by. Do not save and quit. Good for you, Ovo. Ovo is playing catch up right now, and he has the Master Sword. He can clear Aga. The Aga access is there. Depending on what Zephyr gets off of Viddy or what happens here, Zephyr's going to have to make a critical play here, going back into Thieves Town, or starting to clear Pendant Dungeons, just assuming. It's a matter of where are you going to go. So this is huge. This might come down to, oh man, talk about like amazing differences in routing and like still possibly ending up coming into Ganon's Tower at the same time almost. Yeah. breaking it with the bot. Oh, I know he's not happy about that. Did you hear that sound glitch there?
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's not like when you're getting a piece of heart when you're not supposed to get a piece of heart would cause any problems.
Right? Not at all. Oh man. Where do you go, Zephyr? Where do you go, Zephyr?
What does Zephyr even have left? Zora?
That may be where he's going. I mean, he can flute over there pretty quickly.
Wait, Zephyr? Yeah, I just realized it on the way up there.
Yeah, no cape, no Master Sword. Is he going to do Thief's Town?
Could do Skull first. Because he still has an item pending in Skull.
Green Pendant hasn't been checked either. Green Pendant has not been checked either. So if he just dives Skull Woods, get the item out of Skull Woods. No, he's going Thief's Town. Wow, the clairvoyance.
All right, well, shortly here, we're going to get a go mode for Zephyr.
I mean, once he clears Aga. Ovo's got to still clear 4 crystal dungeons. I mean, Ovo's going to do a couple other checks, but he's going to get into Swamp. He's going to see those. If you're Zephyr, or excuse me, Ovo, and you go into Swamp, get your boots, get your flute, do you think, okay, I'm in go? Do you,
well,
I mean,
no. You know you're in go because they both have the lumberjack knowledge. So
very true.
They'll be getting boots, so that won't be a problem. And then they'll be getting the flute, which gives them access to Meyer, and he has Master Sword. So yeah, they'll if he goes into Swamp right now at the end of this purple chest, which would make a lot of sense. They're going to be getting into go mode at probably within a minute or two of each other.
Yeah, the go mode's going to be real here. Ovo has a slight disadvantage in the fact that he's actually taken all that time and cleared pennant dungeons. He's got all 3 pennant dungeons, no pedestal pull. So that's a lot of time wasted in those dungeons looking for essentially progression from completing. Zephyr is going to definitely nope out as soon as he finds his sword in Blind's area. So, yeah, I mean, and Ovo's not even going over to the desert area. Don't blame him at all. Going right over into Swamp. That's the right play. Yeah. So,
hopefully going straight to the back as well, because there was nothing on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I hope he does make the decision to go. I hope that aversion to left side Swamp is there for Ovo, because doing left side Swamp is going to take more time than is really needed for him right now, because he's going to have to go mode. Really, actually, to be totally honest, if he goes straight back to the back end of Swamp, he's going to get both his go mode items, or on the items he needs to know where he's at. And his last 2 dungeons that he needs to do to meet up where Zephyr's going to be going after this are going to be quick. It was a Godmire.
Yeah, it was a Godmire. It was on the Broken Bridge.
Yeah, so, Godmire is going to be it's going to be go mode Mire, because he's not going to stop and check other chests, hopefully. There's still a chance he might check other chests. Just for thought's sake. Boom. Oh, Zephyr is clearing it. No, he's not. He realized, okay. Whew. These guys just want to keep me on my toes.
All right, he's going to save and quit, and he's going to head over to kill Aga right now. And the thing is both of them are going to have pretty much the same loadout while going through Aga's tower. Okay, and also, we've been talking about from Ovo's position, but man, if you're Zephyr right now and you get a Master Sword as your go mode item at like past an hour 30, like how many nerves are you feeling right now?
Oh, I'd be feeling absolutely wrecked. I would. It's an hour 34. I've got most of the pendant dungeons cleared. Actually, all of them except for one. I know I had to go do Aga. There are locations that I haven't checked. You know, it's like, what if Skull Woods had that? Fire Rod was up in you know, a pendant dungeon, mind you. All the items for like solid progression and to be able to do things were in pendant dungeons.
Yep.
So I'd be thinking, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I would be. He's doing left side first.
Yeah, Ovo is doing left side.
Oh. Okay, he didn't flood the key either. I was about to say, don't flood the key, please. That would have actually been okay, though. No, it wouldn't have, because he would have had to go back out anyway. I was sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, no.
We still don't know where that cape is.
Yeah, the final sword is not going to be got. We are not going to have a final sword. No butter today. What if Cape was on Muldorm's chest? Oh, that would be funny. To have 100% rando, you'd have to come all the way back from Muldorm's chest to go get the last one.
Also, Zephyr using some fire rod strats to. Oh, wow! I didn't know that arrows blocked fire. Did you know that?
No, from my days of watching Robin Hood, I thought they went through and just caught fire, and yeah.
Yeah, Robin Hood is definitely very reasonable.
Absolutely, Robin Hood is totally reasonable. Robin Hood is real life, sir.
Well, you're not wrong. Yeah, anyway, so getting some nice boomerang strats to grab that key, not have to walk all the way through. And Zephyr is almost through here in Castle Tower, just a couple more rooms before we get to find out how many blue balls. Also, do you want to see how many blue balls he's gonna get during this fight? I'm gonna go with 3.
I think Aga's gonna be nice. This seed's already been rude. I think it's gonna be 1. We're gonna go with 1.
Yeah, get your guesses in as well, chat. Should be coming up pretty shortly for you guys. All right, unfortunately, Ovo finding nothing right there, and is going to go to the back and clear out the rest of the items, and we'll be in go mode here in a couple more minutes. And we'll be about a Castle Tower behind.
Yeah.
And, a couple dungeons.
But yeah, I was going to say it's a lot more than a Castle Tower behind. Ovo's got a lot of ground to make up. This is Zephyr's game to lose, to be completely honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of ground to make up here for Ovo. If it would have been longer for Zephyr to go into Thieves Town, Ovo had a very good ability to catch up. But with Zephyr making that good play, heading on into Thieves Town almost immediately, and honestly, that was a very good play. That was a very very well thought out play going there. So. Is that 1 or 2?
That's 2. All right. And just a 2. So was the average of ours.
Not too shabby, not too shabby. He was nice. He was being nice today. So while we know what Zephyr's definitely going to go.
No, don't save it, quit Zephyr.
Rip.
That feels bad, man, right there. you save and quit to go backwards about 2 feet.
Yep, pretty much. So quick menu knowledge for you, chat. When you have the bow and you have the mirror, literally to go to the mirror the quickest way possible, you can hit left on your key, on your whatever implementation you use, whether it be a controller or keyboard, and you will immediately get to the mirror. Same thing for the bow. If you're on mirror and you need to get to the bow, hit right, you'll get to the bow. It's really quick. So just a quick bit of menu knowledge for you there. Ovo's taking the strats of just swiping at these puff balls here. Don't blame him at all. Menu strats are really tough, but he's going to be able to do a quick kill on
Oh, super nice job from Ovo right there. Getting his
flute.
Yeah, getting his flute right there. That's going to be probably a sigh of relief, and that is going to be putting Ovo into go mode as well.
Well, Zephyr officially reached go mode right now,
Yes.
picking up the Ether, because the knowledge of Ether was there. Picking up Ether was go mode. So we needed to get a sword to get our go mode. So pretty much sword go mode if you really want to get down to like nitty gritty, because you knew where it was at, you knew you needed it. So Ovo is opting to go ahead and do Aga right now. I agree with that. He still doesn't know what Mire is, so...
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it doesn't actually know, but it does know TR, so might as well go do that. Probably he's going to flute to Mire as soon as this is done. That would be the most sensible play knowledge-wise.
And once you see you've got Bombos already, you jump in there and go mode that dungeon. And you go mode it like you've never go moded a go mode. So we're going to be seeing Turtle Rock on the left and Aga Tower on the right. Let's see if Ovo does that as cleanly as Zephyr did, because Zephyr made short work of Aga Tower, definitely putting that to dust with fire. So ashes, if you may.
And do they all fall down?
Yeah. London Bridges, man. London Bridges.
Okay.
Oh man, this seed has just been rude.
No, it's not been rude. This seed has just been a roller coaster. That's what this seed has been. I mean, honestly, putting the Master Sword where it was in Thieves Town when it was accessible so early is honestly not that rude.
You're right. You're right. Let me reword that a little bit. It's not that the seed was rude. The seed was rude for these runners.
Yes,
everybody has a style.
That's true. That I can agree with.
Everybody has a style, and we've all had those seeds that for somebody else are like, oh man, that seed was great. And they're like, you got to play this seed, and then you go play the seed, and you're like, oh my god, this is horrible. And it's because you play the game a particular way. So while we're getting Turtle Rock checked here, and we're seeing our wonderful Aga's Tower, which usually gives us no information. Quick shout out. Hanson on our restream, as well as Dusame on our tracking, doing a fantastic job keeping up with the things that you need to know on our stream, so that way you can get the knowledge that we have as well. We can't do this without them. We can't do it without them. So, and you, the viewers, thank you, as well the runners. They're providing your entertainment. ZephyrBlayze and ovokjam. Please give them a follow above all else. They deserve it without a doubt for putting up with this pendant dungeon trolling. Because I think if anything was a troll in this, it's every pendant dungeon had progression.
Yeah, no kidding. Boy, by the way, as you were giving that shout out, Zephyr was celebrating with some Burna swag strats. I always love those through that room. And it is actually the optimal thing to do in that room.
Oh, he's getting trolled by his own cane. Oh man, that's rough. I hate laughing about that because I think I've had that happen to me before. This room is never fun.
Yeah, these are my least favorite enemies in the whole game, are these chain chomps.
And they're only here. Yeah, every bit of progression was hidden in pendant dungeons. Skullwoods is the only thing that didn't have progression.
Correct. Yeah, because we don't know what Green Pendant had.
Yeah, so Skullwoods was empty, but Thieves Town had Mitts, also had the Master Sword. No other sword upgrade was found. Tower of Hera had Fire Rod, and yeah, that's how the story was wrote today.
Also, one minor thing, if you aren't aware, the RNG for blue balls and also the Ganon teleports are the exact same between the two runners. So I mean, I guess Ovo wants to electrocute himself over and over again. Like, just trying to kill Aghanim faster.
If you have the hearts, I don't blame him. It's kind of like, why not? Why not? One of the sword, we do know where one sword upgrade is. Right now, this could be a Master Sword Silver's Ganon. One sword is on the Bumper Cave. So they need Cape to get that, and Cape is MIA right now. Really, other than bottles, and I mean, you have to go buy potions, the safeties are kind of limited here. So, where are you going, Ovo?
Unsure.
Has he activated the flute? He hasn't activated the flute yet.
He needs to activate the flute. That's probably what the problem was. We're getting a Mimic Cave check from Zephyr, probably trying to find the other sword. But unfortunately only getting some explosives instead.
You know, I may have just passed up on that one. I don't think I would have checked Mimic Cave here. Because literally if you're feeling behind, like I almost can guarantee Zephyr and Ovo are, especially Ovo, you don't make extra checks that are out of the way, and you have to mirror, do screen transitions, kill those mimics, go get that chest, come back out, do another screen transition, come back in. It's just too much time. That's too much time.
Yep. Also, Zephyr can, because already has 2 keys, can actually skip these chests, but is still looking for it. Gets the Validation Rupee. Because we need more money if we didn't already have it at 1,500 rupees.
Exactly. Nobody ever checked Zora. Alright, so getting his Ether Medallion, Ovo is about to reach his go mode about 7 or 8 minutes after Zephyr. And he, I'm hoping goes to Meyer. Because, I mean, at this point you want to clear your Turtle Rock last. So let's see what he does. Flute's out and heading to go get potions. Okay, I was like, okay, perfectly acceptable. Yeah, Zephyr's checking laser bridge. Oh no! He might just be doing the safety and then going.
Yeah, with Master Sword, even with half magic, can be a little bit dicey because you have to take a lot of hits on there if you don't use the hammer.
Yeah, one of the strats that I've adopted recently is if I don't have a lot of damage to do on Trinex without having to menu a bunch, I will go ahead and do the fire side once. If I don't kill him, obviously, and I'll go over to the right hand side, or to the ice side, so that way I can prevent any ice from hitting the ground. So Obo's going to go in, and he should God Mire. Let's hope he just does it and goes, because the closer he gets to getting in the TR, the better.
Nice Mario dash strat. Yeah, that's a very nice one over there. And Zephyr's going to be a bit low on hearts going into this. We'll have plenty of magic, though. So have to see. He does have a blue pot, so that's actually nice. Can probably take one hit and then burn the blue pot if feels a little bit iffy about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not the best fight that you can have, but I mean, in all honesty, yeah, it should be fine. And the ice rod does have a little bit of a lag to it, so it's kind of hard to hit that head sometimes. Okay, right, so he's got ice on the ground.
Yeah, not too much ice, but a definite amount of ice. Oh, and I would just burn the blue pot right now. Yeah, there you go. All right. Because, yeah, Trinex hurts even with red mail.
Yeah, he's essentially the gateway boss, man. He's the final boss of the dungeons, and before you get to Ganon's Tower.
Okay, Ovo does get the Godmire and is going back there. And Zephyr is taking some Master Sword slashes, and down goes Trinex. And with that, all 7 crystals have been acquired by Zephyr. Do you want to let everyone know what is going on here with maybe a certain big key?
So, there are 22 locations in Ganon's Tower that the big key could be in. If you put your number in chat, we will give you our love and affection about, basically, if you're right. So, put them in the chat. It could be in one of those 22 locations. That's pretty much the game, man.
Oh. Hey, Unknown. Are we gonna get the news? Oh, didn't hit the switch. No.
Oh, is he gonna do it?
He's gonna do it though. Like he's gonna do it. There we go. All right. So I think he. I don't know if he has to set it up again. I can't remember if he does.
I don't know either.
Like okay, he's gonna just not do it.
Okay.
Dang.
So there's a new strat that's been found recently that's actually gonna kind of shake up NMG even by a few seconds. It's kind of interesting. I read. I was asking a lot of people about what it is. Like what does it actually mean? And if you take the Cane of Samaria and you throw the block into the hole right by the switch, you offset the screen a little bit. And what ends up happening, you're able to do a fire rod shot to the bottom left, and it'll stay, and you are set to be able to move up and trigger the switch without having to do a bomb and move on. It's really... it's kind of one of those medium tricks to do, but so your guesses are closed. Oh wow, he's gonna grab it just for the memes. Why not?
Oh
nope.
no, he's just gonna leave it there. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's funny.
ZephyrBlayze.
That's funny. Okay, I love it. Knock it off there.
Zephyr is not digging what the sea gave him.
Yeah. Yep. That was a pun.
I'm here all week. Well, not all week, but most of it. Okay, using Ether right there to get through that a little bit easier. And just a big 20. That's number 5. Number 6 is another small key. And another small... That's 3 of the 4 Ganon's Tower small keys that were in that room. So that's 7 so far.
Yep, so 8's going to be the firebar room over here. That's an interesting question. So, so he knocked the shovel off of the torch. Does that kill Bob? Because he didn't pick it up.
You know, I think it does. I think as soon as it comes off the I don't know actually. I've never seen that where somebody has left it.
Because does it stay there, or does it reset back on top?
It will reset on the top, but I don't know if it. Oh, there's the book. Well, that would have been nice a little bit earlier.
So let's see. Well, we're gonna find out what's on the pad anyway, so it still could be Cape on pad. But rando room coming up. My favorite number is 11. I usually go with that. We didn't even say our guesses, and that was my mistake. I forgot to ask you after doing the number game. So let's see what we've got. Number 10. It's 10. 1 away from my favorite guess. So 10, he's going to check a couple more just to make sure if there's a sword, because it's going to be nice.
Yeah, that's a negatory. But Zephyr is going to be heading up with plenty of those extra keys, and yeah. So with Master Sword, is probably going to opt to use some other stuff in some of these rooms. But it's still going to be helpful in a few of them, especially the first part of the gauntlet with all those beautiful BMOs on moving platforms, because why not?
Yeah, absolutely. So our winner of the number game today was actually Rumble Pack with guessing number 10 first in chat. GG, Rumble Pack. You get our love and affection, and congratulations on that.
I don't know, nice. I think that was a 2 cycle for Ovo, so pretty good overall. Gets those explosives that are off of Llamas. Why are 3 big worms carrying 3 explosive? Like, did they each need a bomb for themselves?
Well, that's what they left behind. They exploded afterwards and left behind bombs.
Like the bombs were the ashes of their corpse?
I don't know.
I have
no idea. At least, I mean, I'm glad that they're not phoenixes, because then they would come back from, you know, from the grave, and like, wait, maybe they are phoenixes, because now they're in Ganon's tower.
All right, Zephyr taking some time to grab some safeties and catches a fairy with that net, and is gonna go up into these rooms where I was talking about with the Stalfos and the other. I always forget the names of those guys. It's like the one enemy I can never remember, but
the snakehead guys.
I think are they? They're like snake horse heads.
Yeah, they're actually snakeheads. I think they're called Zizix. Something like that.
Zazax. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I knew it was a Z name. I always get that confused. I don't. And what you doing, Ovo?
I think Ovo was just making sure it hadn't. Yeah. Yeah. I guess. Like, everyone wants to get dead rocked. It's like the new fad.
Yeah, dead rocks are a pain. They're so rude. I hate dead rocks so much, man. That's one enemy I feel like that I think that was like the last enemy they made, and they're like, Death Mountain's not trolly enough. Let's give them something they can hit, but stops dead in its tracks. Thus the dead rock was born.
I'm unsure how Zephyr didn't get hit right there by the land mollusk, but, you know, not here nor there, so it's fine. I'm struggling a little bit on this refight. I think just needs one more slash, I believe, is all Zephyr needs. And there we go.
Yeah, that Lambo 2 definitely gave him a little bit of trouble, but no big deal at all getting it done.
All right, so Ovo entering Turtle Rock is going to get a pretty decent go mode one. Unfortunately, has to run around for that last small key in the big chest. So not completely optimal, but pretty up there. And I think so. Zephyr has what two or three blue pots going into.
He's got a fairy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. 2 blue pots and a fairy.
Yeah, he picked up a fairy from the bonk room. Mm-hmm. Which, honestly, that's one of the interesting things about this game too that I don't think people realize. The bonking aspect is actually programmed in. They fully intended you to use bonking to your advantage. So that room is only accessible through bonking. So just kind of an interesting tidbit of trivia there.
Yeah, it's like one of the things why I really enjoy this game so much is between like the different strats you can do in rooms, when you can do weird strats on bosses, because man, gods know that like you can do a million different types of things on like Vitreous. So it's really cool. It's one of the things I appreciate about this game's design a lot.
Yeah, like, you know, I don't think they ever intended you on being in certain places with super low equipment, but with Randomizer, it happens. So when you start figuring out and finding out what you can kill certain bosses with that you typically wouldn't have, like, they programmed Land Mollusk to be damaged by Ice Rod. You can kill Land Mollusk with Ice Rod. You can kill Land Mollusk with Fire Rod. You don't have those items in the Light World when you're fighting them in a vanilla game. So, oh, Trolldorm 2 fall. Yeah, so like, there's a lot of things that's programmed into this game that's just very interesting. I mean, the fact that silver arrows aren't exactly available until quite late, and you can pretty much hit a lot of these bosses with silver arrows and kill them in 1 to 2 hits. So that's very interesting. Ovo, oh man, he opened that one. You're just gonna get a key for a key, buddy.
Yeah, for future reference, if you're in go mode, you can just steal that key and then go towards the back. Like, the worst that can be there is 1 key, but you can always get 1 in the back.
Yeah, if you get big key in the first few chests, you're gonna be able to just steal that key and go. All right, I think he's got one more hit.
Oh, Zephyr!
Oh, you still bounce on that. It's my okay.
Lordy.
Oh man, that's still right. If you don't hold the input, you're gonna fall on that. In complete converse, only 20. So the cape's still MIA. Cape could still be on Ped, so we're gonna see that or on Zora, because they could have had Cape the whole time and never had to have gone into the top of Thieves Town.
Yep, exactly.
So we're gonna find out those two locations in the ending credits. So Agatu, here we go. Zephyr's going into the fight at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or 2 minutes, 2 hours and 30 seconds. Total jet seed, folks. Total jet seed.
Yeah, totally. All right, so he gets a single on that first one right there. Is going to try and set up the geometry. Does get rid of the blue ball right there. Gets another single. That's a little bit better lineup. Ooh, gets a triple right there. Very nice from Zephyr.
So 1-1-3. Boom, 1. Very well done. 1-1-3-1. Getting a 3 on any of them is just nice, especially if it's any kind of he doesn't always line up perfectly. So if you have one off to the side and you're still able to get that third one, it feels nice. It feels really good.
Yeah, and I think it's time to cook up some bacon right now.
Yeah, the bat bacon with a Superman cape.
Yeah, they had a lot of different, I guess, underlying tones.
Yeah, I literally think whenever they decided to do Ganon for this, they were like, you know, our first Ganon was kind of plain. Let's give this guy a Superman cape. Let's make him a bat. Dude, let's keep the pig head. It's like, what kind of conversation happened? Only spin slashes.
Yeah, only slashes on here. Gonna have to do 12 on each of the first 2 phases, and then it's gonna be with silvers only 4 shots to stick them and make a nice pork kebab. That's an interesting location for Ganon to stop. Don't see that one very often.
No, you don't. And he gets a nice little bit of God RNG there. Perfectly able to just sit there and do spins. He's going to have a quick phase too. I don't know if that was enough.
Oh, yeah, Zephyr. Don't use that fairy too soon, buddy. Oh, well, never mind. He used his fairy.
Now, remember, you can use... Oh, no, never mind. You don't have cape. Just kidding. You can't spin slash with the blue. I was sitting here thinking for a second that he had cape, and I'm like, oh, yeah, no, I was discussing cape. And into phase 3. All right, missing the first one. Fake out on that. Fake out there. There we go. Stopping the fire bar. Ovo is getting his second head down and going into his last phase on Trinex. He'll be entering into Ganon's Tower here shortly. Let's hope he can do decent hammer strats over here without dying. He's got 3 hearts. Ooh.
Oh, and gets it. Very nice job from Ovo. And with that, Ovo has officially cleared every single dungeon in the game, even though it wasn't required, unfortunately. But that 7 crystals is going to head into Ganon's Tower here in a second.
Ooh, whoa. I always just clench when I see a hit, man.
Do not want to die right now.
I think he has maybe one more. No, he's got one more after this. Okay. Last hit. Boom.
There we have it. And there we have it. That is Zephyr going to be finishing up here with Master Sword Silver Ganon. And is going to end with an official speed racing TV time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 23 seconds. GG.
Definitely GG to Zephyr. right as Ovo is going into spam those emotes in Wild's chat. Oh yeah, that's funny. Yeah, if you have GG emotes out there, spam them out for us. Any of them are good. A good blood trail is always good too, giving us the nifty little Meat Boy sprite.
Yeah, and actually, Ovo gonna grab the shovel and go full left side first. So, not getting those other 2 chests on the right, so does save a tiny bit of time with that.
I don't know. Is he gonna do Dark Magician strats?
Oh, maybe. That's a good question. We'll see here in a second. Yeah, well, let's see if we can get Zephyr in here for an interview.
So while we're waiting on him to respond, again, going to do a quick shout out. Dusume doing a great job on tracking. Definitely give them your love and affection. Hanson doing a wonderful job on the restream, as well as the runners, both ZephyrBlayze and Ovo, providing your entertainment. Give them a follow. Thank you to Speed Gaming, as well as the ALTTPR crew, all the volunteers and things like that. Quick bit of information for you. We have a new announcement that's coming up for Speed Gaming. Final Fantasy IV lovers, there is going to be, starting on June 1st, 2018, they're going to be hosting a weekly race of Final Fantasy IV Free Enterprise Randomizer, which is a very interesting randomizer. If you're really loving the randomizer, you literally can pick up random characters throughout the world, and it's a really fun thing to watch. It's going to be happening again June 1st, 2018, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So keep that in mind. There's more info. I'm actually going to post that link in chat as well. Probably going to see the link. Oh, no, I'm going to get deleted. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. ALTTPR doesn't like me. And Ovo is doing Dark Magician strats. So, but just like I said, I wanted to shout that out real quick. And we are going to be getting Zephyr in here in just a moment. He is just taking a quick pit stop. So, once I see him in the waiting room.
Yeah, man. So kind of now that we've seen the complete end of it, how are you feeling about that seed overall?
I agree with your statement that literally the seed wasn't that bad, considering some of the things we discussed about. You and I both agreed that we tend to do things like going full Thieves Town early. So we would have, Master Sword would have been there, but every runner is different. So the first 4 chests is something that a lot of pro runners do. It has trolled a few runners recently. Ovo is down to 1 heart. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Shield. But needing to go back and do the torches again. But with that being said, we're going to need to see what is on the ped, and I want to see what Zora has. I'm very interested in this. All right, so Zephyr's here. We're going to move him down. ZephyrBlayze, the winner of the Swiss Round 6 2v3 between ZephyrBlayze and ovokjam. GG, sir. What are your thoughts on this seed? ZephyrBlayze, the winner of the Swiss Round 6
it was going
2v3
pretty good until I just couldn't find that second
GG,
sword.
sir. What are your thoughts?
I don't know if I know where there was another one, but never found the cape. Did my opponent get that?
No, we're still seeing they are going to they did Dark Magician strats, so we are gonna see an Ice Armos kill. The cape could have been behind there. I missed what was on Zora. Money, Witch had a sword, so Witch did have a sword. That was the last sword.
Zora had a sword?
No, Zora had money. Witch had a sword.
Oh. Okay.
So that mushroom that you got in Ganon's Tower actually has a sword behind it.
Wow. Okay.
I have a feeling we're gonna find Cape here shortly too. You have hook shot. Oh no. Yeah. So we're watching the Dark Magician strats now. He's about to go see his murdered Bob. He is on 1 heart again in Ganon's Tower. He has been making our hearts thump hard, just like the beeping on his game. So let's see what goes on from here. Hopefully he doesn't get hit by the revived Bob. Okay. Alright, he's safe. Mirror shield in the Bob chest.
Alright.
So,
we're gonna get ice armors here in a second. Go for it, Unknown.
Oh, yeah, I was just gonna go ahead and ask a couple more questions to Zephyr here. Did you... Now, there was a few times that I think nerves were evident. The nerves were definitely evident. How did you feel realizing that your sword upgrade, when you saw it in Thieves Town, was so late? What were your thoughts?
You know, it didn't bother me too much, the sword being in there, because I wasn't using fighter sword for most of the seed. So yeah, it could have been a slight speed increase, but I didn't feel like it would be that much. The only thing that I had an issue with was the fact that I was like, okay, well, I have to go to Aga now to get my Ether Medallion, and I forgot that I didn't have a cape or a Master Sword, so I had to audible and say, I gotta look someplace for it. So luckily, it was in the first place I looked.
Yeah, because you still had what was it, you got both items in Tower here. You still had to finish Mothula at that point, and probably Zora. I think was there any place else that we may have missed?
I had one chest left in Mire, and I had one chest left in Thieves Town.
Okay.
And Zora.
Yeah, well, I mean, at the time that you got, you had like 2 more items left in Thieves Town because you had to go pretty much all the way to the very end to get that. So, but yeah, like going to Thieves Town was definitely the right play. I can't deny that. It was definitely the more dense of locations. Really, there was a lot of one-ofs that you just don't want to have to go do. And even though you had the Zora money, going all the way out to Zora and having to save and quit, never fun. Never fun.
No, I was just really happy it was in Thieves Town. I mean, it would have been better if I had just gone through Thieves Town the first time through. So, as always, that lesson: if you start a pendant dungeon, finish it. But I got the gloves, and I figured, okay, I could just be good with this for now.
I mean, in all honesty, for like 90% of the seed, that looked right. It was like, yeah, you're good, man. Because we were just speculating that it was going to be needed, and once you checked Turtle Rock, we were like, oh, wow. The big difference, honestly, in this, Ovo never got a bomb in
at the beginning.
Game. Yeah, never got a bomb. So
I had done a little bit of scouting on him before we started. He actually had a bow seed in the last race he did. I noticed he didn't kill any green guards. So I said, let me just go ahead and try to get a couple of these. If I get lucky, I get lucky. And I got my 1 bomb off of a green guard, and I kind of thought that he might not get it.
We actually commented on that yours was off of green guard, and all of the kills that were made on snakes and rats were not dropping bombs, that it might not be in the loot table. Lo and behold, they didn't drop any. So I wouldn't say that's the total difference. It was definitely the start of the biggest difference, because he had to make the decision to go back, and you didn't get your second glove until Thieves Town, so it wasn't like he could go back through the grave. He had to go back a different way. Really rough to not get that bomb. So
yeah, if there's gloves in there and you can't get to the second pair of gloves, that's not fun.
So
yeah, not at all.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, and I was kind of in general wondering, after you saw that bumper, the sword upgrade on Bumper Cave, was there like just this thing in the back of your head as like, all right, when am I gonna get cape at some points, just so I can go over there and grab it? Like, was that just in the back of your mind the whole time?
I fully expected to get cape before I had to do Aga.
Yeah,
I did not even consider it a possibility that I would find a second sword before I found the cape.
That was interesting, because there was a point in time where Ovo was doing a lot of catching up, and a big possibility of catch up would have been if the cape was on pedestal, and the sword upgrades were locked behind, Turtle Rock and Ganon's Tower. So we had checked quite a few locations between the two of you, and it was a matter of thinking, okay, where's the sword upgrade going to be, and what would be the best outcome to equal this out, due to the time lost because of not getting that glove early like you did at getting the Dark World access. And
so he pulled the ped?
No, he did not actually pull the ped. He got all three
no.
Oh no!
Oh no! He died going back for a decanter right there in the last one before the beam bunny, the bunny beam room. So it has to go back up and do the whole first half of the gauntlet again.
Ugh.
Poor Ovo. Poor Ovo. It's okay though, but you know what? Ovo, being a champ, going back in, gonna do this, gonna finish this seed. Absolutely fantastic job. Everybody, get your cheers, get your hypes in chat. Let's send our energy out to Ovo to help finish this seed and get our second Ganon kill of today.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. So kind of noticed from the way you generally played. So obviously you skipped out Thieves Town, but you also skipped out on finishing Skullwoods when you could, and also dipped out of finishing Tower of Hair after getting the other items. Like, is this something that you generally do, or was this kind of on the fly one saying, okay, these are quick dungeons in general, like I'll just wait for these later if I need it?
Yeah, well, when I went to Skullwoods the first time, I didn't have Fire Rod, so I couldn't do it. So I was just scavenging to see if I could find anything nice. But Hera, I definitely left after 2 items. If I was going to get beaten by it being pedestal, I was just going to let that happen. I was going to be fine with that. If it was pedestal and I was wrong on my guess, then that was that.
That's totally fair. Totally understandable.
Emote spam! No.
Spam on some Wilds chat.
Oh, God.
Yeah, right?
Ovo.
Come on, Ovo. Come on, please.
All right, he's gonna use it right here to refill his hearts.
I think in retrospect you might want to probably use that earlier, but it's okay. He's getting through now. I'm glad he's back at the same room. Made up great time. Got through there pretty quickly.
All right, guys, so
yeah.
Thanks for the call. Really appreciate it. I appreciate the restream. Thanks to the trackers. I'm gonna go ahead and mute here, let you guys finish the call. And,
yeah, sure, Zephyr.
I'll pop back in when my opponent finishes to wish him a GG.
Hey, absolutely, Zephyr. Absolutely. Hey, thank you for coming in for the interview, man. And we'll see you back once Ovo is actually finished. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks, Trojan Unknown.
Absolutely. So that was Zephyr for you, and he is going to, like I said, mute for just a moment when we're going to watch Ovo finish this up, going through and going to be heading into the Wizrobe 2 room here shortly.
Yeah, let's see if he can nail this strat, and does actually get a very nice job.
Very nice one cycle.
Oh man, almost got a pitchfork to the face right there. I'm honestly surprised he didn't get hit. Those guys, their hitboxes on the pitchforks are a lot, they're pretty harsh.
It's weird because I never, it's only when you think that's like, oh, I've never been hit by that. Why would that happen? And then one day after saying that, you dash up there on Gauntlet and get knocked off and think, that's never happened. And it's that hitbox. It's a weird hitbox. I love that bonk strat. I love it so much.
That's a good backup bonk strat right there.
Remembering needing to get that key. Good job, Ovo. Good job. Gonna go ahead and check here. Getting the 10 bombs that Uncle would have on a bomb start. Single rupee.
Yep, I believe it was just a big 20 on this one over here. Oh, is opting not to... God, just got hit multiple times by the anti-fairy. Yeah, there's the big 20 right there.
Yeah, I honestly don't blame him for not really doing that. You've got enough, and he didn't get the net. So he missed the net in his routing. Or did he? Yeah, I think he did, because I don't think I saw it in his menu. Unfortunately, taking a Troll Dorm fall. I mean, that's so common. I mean, Troll Dorm 2 with Master Sword is not fun. Oh.
God. He literally just had a train that was just going straight for him right there. And it's going to go for try number 3 right here.
That's okay, though. Hey, you know, massive props to Ovo, man. Like, literally just dusting off the knees, saying, you know what? I am not letting this beat me today. I love it. I love it.
Really has a good spirit about him. He's pushing himself. He knows he's already lost. He's like, all right, let's see if I can push myself a little bit harder, you know, just to kind of improve his own execution in some of these rooms, which is very valiant to watch. Like, he's been really doing a good job in general.
And remember, Zephyr has, according to the bio, a couple years experience on playing randomizers, or at least in this game of some sort. Ovo's only been doing randomizer for 2 months. So that's this is something else, pushing yourself and actually putting to it, not letting it beat you. It's a very, very good thing to see, and anybody could be in this position. So.
All right, so far 3 hits on Agma. Ooh, gets the double, but not quite the triple. And let's see what we get on this last one.
Positioned a little too far right there, but he'll get this last one here. 2-1-2-0-1. Doing a nice zip code kill.
Unfortunately, based on how many hits you're going to get on Aghanim, cannot get 90210.
Right, right. No Beverly Hills today. But right now we're going to be getting a drop down into Ganon. Nope, just straight down. Let's face this pig head on. Let's make bacon.
All right. Speaking of bacon, burrito to make a barbacoa burrito is what Ganon wants today.
Can't say I'm familiar with that. You can't spin strat with the cane. I don't know if Ovo knows that. That's that 2 months of play knowledge coming in. You know, it's one of those things that you learn as you go sometimes.
Okay, I think he got 12 with that. He's definitely going to right here. He's got to be a bit careful. Oh, now he has to be super careful.
He does have the cane out. You can't spin. Oh no. Oh, he's got a blue potion. He has a blue potion. That is awesome. Okay. Back in this, folks. Back in this.
All right, he's getting 4. He's getting 6. Oh, he's got to be a little bit careful right now.
Okay, get out. Okay, he's in phase 3. And it's going to be the same amount, so he's going to get him down here in the bottom right. Boom.
Yep.
Mine is looking very similar to Zephyr's as well.
Yeah, very much so.
Stopping him before that fire, that's good.
Yeah, when you get those like cross-diagonal ones and you're holding the spin because you're not moving as fast, like those can be really, really like jerky.
Yeah, and I always on Master Sword Ganon, I always get I get clenched because I'm like, okay, am I gonna get to him before he gets that fire off? And it's so annoying. Doing the torch glitch, doing a fantastic job, making that a little bit easier on himself. Deciding to take some anger out on the pig head on the wall. Getting a double, that is fantastic. I love seeing the doubles from newer players too. Boom. Single. One more hit.
And there we go. We have bacon served for Ovo. And with
Please
that,
stop moving.
Yeah.
Please stop moving.
He's doing his happy dance right there, man. Just let the guy have his moment.
Okay, he can do his happy dance, but not that close to the edge, please, Ovo.
All right, he comes in with an official SRTV time of 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 34 seconds. GG to Ovo.
All right, gonna try and get Ovo in here. I perseverance, just absolutely amazing to see. I'm very, very pleased by this race. Very pleased by what we saw from both of our runners, ZephyrBlayze and ovokjam. Again, they are your entertainment. They were your entertainment for today here on ALTTPR2. Give them a follow. They deserve every bit of it, as well as our restreamer, Hanson, doing a fantastic job, and also Dusume doing a wonderful job keeping up with all these items in such a weird order, and everything was all over the place as far as where they were going. Give them a good follow, too. They deserve it. My co-commentator, Trojan Dude, follow that man. Yeah, I mean, he's been running in this race as well. What's your record right now, Trojan?
I am 3-2.
3-2. Okay, so he's actually fighting for a life spot here. So when's your next match?
It's not going to be until later on this week for me.
Gotcha. So plenty of other matches coming up. There is RPG Limit Break happening, but that's going to be kind of holding up a few of the things. So this particular week is going to kind of be, well, I say week. This particular round is going to be spread over 2 weeks. So it's one of those things where it's going to be spread a little bit longer for week 6 because of RPG Limit Break, which is going on. A lot of people are visiting that. And ovokjam is in the waiting room. I'm going to bring them on down now. ovokjam joining us. GG. Massive props on the perseverance on that. I've got to give you a lot of credit on that.
Thanks, and GG's to Zephyr.
GG, Ovo.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful race. So my first question to you, Ovo, the gloves. I mean, when you found the gloves, did you know it was going to be gloves when you went down there finally to go to the back of Escape? At what point were you just like, okay, the back of Escape bit me this time? What's your thoughts?
I actually thought that was out of logic, because in open it would be, and that was where I was going, because there was no bomb drops, and I assume Zephyr didn't get any bomb drops either.
Zephyr actually did. Zephyr got bomb drops off of a green guard. Green guards had them in their drop table this time, and snakes and rats just seemed to not have them.
Yeah, it was not in the prize pack for those guys. So, yeah, when I did that, I walked back in there, and I'm like, but do you still have the light cone?
Yeah, so even in standard mode, that light cone is just there in that part, so it's always in logic for you to go back through the front when you get bombs and be able to check that.
I've never had that come up before.
Learning experience, without a doubt. We were talking about the experience difference. Honestly, I can't give enough credit to you for even joining this. According to your bio, you've only been doing this for about 2 months.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, props, man. Props. Joining this, being getting to 2 and 3 to this match, even coming out 2 and 4, you're doing a fantastic job. You have a lot of strats down. You have a lot of tricks down. You did first time Ice Palace bomb jump. I saw a lot of good execution from somebody who's only been doing this 2 months. Massive props, because we were all there at one point, and I think in 2 months' time, that is leaps and bounds. That's very, very well done.
Well, thank you.
And want to get your take on, because we asked Zephyr this, what was your take on going back into Thieves Town and getting that Master Sword upgrade so you could go to Aga?
I was thinking it was that or Cape, because I looked at Bumper Cave.
Mm-hmm.
So,
were you figuring you were going to get Cape instead of a second sword upgrade?
No, it was one of the two. I thought I might. It was, I mean, bumper cave is immediately in logic once you get cape. So it's like, you gotta give me a sword. Come on, game.
So we know where the last sword was at.
I don't even know where the. Oh yeah, I do know the third one. Where's the last one?
The last one was on Zora. No, excuse me, not Zora. Zora was money. The mushroom. The mushroom had the last one. So which was holding the last sword?
Where was the mushroom?
Mushroom was in Ganon's Tower.
Because I'm pretty sure I full cleared that. I must have missed it and not paid attention.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, to be honest with you. I thought you did full clear it as well because I noticed you didn't have the bug net or the mushroom. I was like, why doesn't he? You might have had the mushroom. I don't know. I noticed you didn't have the bug net. The bug net was also in Ganon's Town. So that it was weird. I don't know. But either way, I mean, all four swords were one sword was not accessible. We don't know where the cape was. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Very well could be in the big key chest of Ganon's Tower.
Another question. Yeah, another question for you actually related to like not knowing where the cape was for like ages. We noticed that you were doing a route of clearing all of the pendant dungeons. You know, like even when you went back in, you got all the items in Thieves' Town. But you didn't actually go to the pedestal right after, like you got Mirror. Was that just kind of a saying, okay, I got Mirror now, and now other things are open, so I'm not going to check the pedestal right now?
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly it. I mean, I could have just ran up there, mirrored, checked it, but I mean, Swamp Palace is 6 items, pedestal's 1.
Mm-hmm.
I never checked Sasrala either.
And chat did correct me. Neither of those were in Ganon's Tower, excuse me. They were actually on Laser Bridge. Mushroom and, yeah. Memory bad is all I gotta say.
I can understand conflating those two locations. They're kind of similar when you play them back to back.
Yeah, when you see so many locations in a row, Hanson's right. I blame having 14 copies of stream open with different delays. That's what happens. That's what happens. But again, GG's to both of you. GG again, Zephyr, for moving on to 3-3. Ovo, I know I've said this a lot already. Just 2 months of experience and still coming in and making this seed, completing this seed and persevering and doing great execution, having some of the more complicated strats down. I got to commend you on that. This was definitely a low damage doing seed. You only rocked through with Fighter Sword for 90% of it. So without a doubt, GG to both of you again. Give these guys a follow without a doubt. Trojan, any last words?
No, just yeah, like you guys really need to watch this back because your routes could have not been at all, more divergent in the way you were approaching it because of what you found in certain locations. And you converged in one location. I won't spoil it, but that was a really fun one. And that seed was an absolute roller coaster for us personally, like commentating, because we were just like wondering, like, oh god, all this like knowledge stuff is like completely separate between the two. Yeah, absolutely. So as of right now, like I said, with RPG Limit Break going on, a lot of matches are being scheduled kind of far out into the next week. So over the next 2 weeks, you're going to see a lot of matches happening. But right now, as of 37 minutes ago, New York Rambler and Boo Boo MC are running on Speed Gaming 1. So that's twitch.tv Speed Gaming. Definitely head on over there if you want to watch some more Randomizer for today. There's plenty of other people playing Randomizer as well. But that's the big one right now going on that's a part of this tournament. As well as, again, shouting out the Final Fantasy IV Randomizer that's going to be coming up after June 1st on Fridays. Definitely come back for that. Really fun to watch, by the way. And I want to thank everybody again that's a part of our crew today. Hanson for doing the restream, Dusame for doing the tracking, as well as my wonderful co-commentator Trojan. It was a blast. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, it was definitely a pleasure, Unknown. Yes, absolutely. And thank you, viewers, for hanging out with us. And again, to Zephyr and Ovo. Have a wonderful day, folks, and GG, and see you back for some more rando later.